itch you sack, so
Okay.
probably arthritis.
Well, there's another one, Timothy Walker from Crystal River, Florida. He's a new one. He's taking a double lot across from the Timothy Walker.
Okay.
From
I'm hesitant to take people I don't know.
yeah, he does advertising. He's right across from the fire department. And it would be an opportunity to visit with a couple of those on Thursday afternoon, just to get a feel that Michael that's on there. Because, you know,
Timothy and Mike. So Timothy
and Michael. Yeah, Timothy Walker.
Walker,
yeah.
Florida, Michael
Cowan. Yeah.
They're new. Okay. Oh, I won't be here Thursday. But you know, if you run into them.
I could. Yeah, maybe I could go down and just, Joanne will be here and I could maybe visit with them.
So, I might be here in the evening.
Yeah.
I don't have no idea how long. How long does it take to move a kid into college? I don't know.
Depends on how fast they want to get rid of you. All right. Let me go back up again here.
Isn't that Michael Cowan is from Illinois, you said?
Yeah. Let's just go through here.
Fantastic.
Iowa.
Hello.
Hey, Christine. We're going to hit a lot of Iowa people from Iowa, Illinois. What else?
You guys got all crazy in here.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
Yeah,
how are
I
you?
had to.
Doing well. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I had to spread out.
Oh,
Do you
I'm
want
not
to?
gonna sit up in front.
Mm-mm.
Jim's like, I don't fight. I'll sit on this side.
That'd be great.
I didn't even see that side. Oh, I'm used to your names.
What's that?
I'm used to your
I'll
names
be in
on
the
everything,
peanut
so
gallery.
That's why I just always come over here and then.
There's another, that's it.
Oh, is our name? Or-
Well,
I
usually you
think we
guys
have
have
some
taken
from Missouri
Missouri.
here. I know we have some
on
from
it, so that I
Missouri.
Yeah, that
never.
sounds familiar.
So that I always
You know
make sure
who's
it's
really from Missouri in a class act
Oh, thanks.
is,
Oh, the t-shirts.
this guy is so
Yeah.
cool.
They didn't, you know, they ended up not being the.
Yeah, Jim Kirkwood, definitely.
Oh, I love Jim.
Yeah.
The Kirkwoods are great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You?
But would Missouri? Oh no, I'm not doing triplets anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, Kirkwoods.
Yeah.
Oh, they would be great. They're
Yeah,
fun. Okay,
yeah, they would be
Where
great.
did I put my?
perfect. So then we have 2 people out of the travel.
A copy of the July
And,
minutes? Oh, sure. Yeah, I did.
and here's from Florence, South Carolina. They've been coming here for years. And they've got 2, 4, 6, 8, they got 10 lots.
Oh my God. Okay, South Carolina. Who is it?
That is Bonnie Langerman and Terry Colson.
Sleepy Hollow.
I know.
Okay.
Maybe you should sit where you're sitting.
Come on over. Over here.
That would be really
I
good.
There's a nice
I
fan
can bail it.
breeze.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think we have.
I might
need to be under the fan.
Bonnie and
Well, I want-
Terry.
Yeah,
For some
and
stupid
you want
reason, I wear
South
jeans
Dakota?
because, you know, I have my house set like 70-something degrees.
I know,
Because
really.
my parents just left, so
During
I
face
cool,
painting,
so now I can
when you
cool
would
down.
go-
the-
Oh my goodness, it was so funny. When I stood up, I hadn't stood up
So now
since 4.
Sure.
And like, I was like trying to bike home and I'm like, my legs were like
Yeah.
stuck there.
These are old.
But it was
And I'm like, Mom, it's only
It was a lot of
you.
fun.
Because she's
So
like,
they've been
You're a
here
real trooper to
forever.
hang
did you guys go? No, Mom, I'm sorry,
Boyd
but it's
and
only
3
you.
hours.
Yeah.
Here's a
Yeah, I
blanket.
think I got up, it was like, what, 8:15?
Yeah. You think-
So yeah,
I'm like,
I was like, I'm hungry. I went home and had some food and.
So
So
maybe I'll
there
just
are
stick it-
Did you have plenty
people.
of?
You feel better?
Look up there.
What's that?
Like,
Where's in South
They
Dakota?
They don't have
Well,
any.
you know what? I actually am glad I brought mine because the stuff that was purchased didn't like work.
And
It
so
didn't,
that
I couldn't get it to, so I just.
She
used
can
mine.
interview them.
Yeah, plenty.
For
Yeah,
just
Or
the
what?
show.
but I,
You're gonna go-
the
And
gal
then she
who
can just
came
take
and helped
it.
me,
However, they're.
I like
gonna
sent her
do
a
it.
text of that and then
They
after,
wouldn't be
hey, you wanna come
able to
help out? And she was like, sign me up again for next year. She's like, that was.
oh,
so
no,
much
I think
fun.
it's just Dan and Lily.
That's good.
That's all they would take.
Yeah.
I think Lily's gonna help with the training.
It was great, yeah.
Yeah.
She loved it. so.
As long as,
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is a good way to get people exposure.
Yeah.
Because then
Yeah,
it would
exactly.
just
I'm
feature
trying to
them
solution that.
in this.
Looks like-
I gotta say
I'll
some
send her
movies.
all this. I'm sorry, what was her last name?
Hagerman.
No, I'm just tired too, because I
And
don't
this
know what
couple
it
is
is.
from way down at the
Parents
bottom.
stay up so late, they get up so
Oh, I know
early.
them. They
Yeah.
have a good,
Yeah.
Well, my mom's diabetic, so
They
she's
do.
gotta take her
They do.
test at 10:30
they
at
might
night.
be a good.
But then they
Yes,
have it
I
like
know
7,
them.
which is fine. We're supposed to
Set
just
up
not
here.
use
You
it.
can sit wherever you want.
lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I stay up late.
Wherever,
when I
yeah.
used to.
Stand back here.
Oh,
They're from way down, you say.
they're almost in Missouri,
Okay.
Donaldson, Iowa. Hi, Joe.
On camera. Hello.
Perfect.
Perfect, thank you. Oh, this is good. I'll get together some things. They're sleeping in this Thursday.
Right.
So she will do her research.
And now.
Any food vendors?
You know, I've got some new ones coming in. The only ones that I really know that are stable are Mark Anderson, the wonton cheese people.
Special meeting.
Yes.
It's kind of all over the place.
And you know,
flags look great for.
I moved over there. just-
Yeah,
I'm waiting for
yeah,
the call, so
there's a couple that I
It's not
really
early
like.
next
Well,
week.
Yeah, it's really great.
No, yeah.
You know,
So
it's just a
my
young married
thirties,
couple, they came and.
Lauren's like, okay, because you know, she,
I like them.
she was at a house, so she got a wisdom teeth.
I did tell you
And
that.
so she's like, okay,
What-
I really
you know that what's in
stuff, and then I
ice
actually
cream
ran
is
into
coming,
something.
so.
I'm like, it's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
happened. But I said to her,
And that's
when you
another
go
one,
into
because
somebody's
he's been
view,
around for.
And he has a sword.
well, she's just like, I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Right.
That'd be fun. But I did say, oh, you know, we could
My
go
dad's like,
visit the
I'm taking you out for
VFW and
tacos.
Firehouse,
So
so
they
we
left
left to
today.
those things too.
So,
Right, because I'm like, it's
she's
fun
like,
to
all right,
have the whole community participate.
Right. That type of thing.
Okay, why am I
Yeah.
drawing a blank? Mama Mix.
Hi, Melissa.
So if you end up sending an email to her or listing any of those,
She got muted. Okay.
CC me, so I'll keep
But yeah,
that in case you have to duck out, then
Yes.
I'll be able to carry forth.
So sweet.
Because Joanne will be there to cover for me.
Just hanging out at Jason's house.
All the time.
Random. Hey, let's go for ice cream.
Were they working out at the lab?
Joanne, we had to say goodbye to my old
I
dog.
was like, I think, he goes, I saw Jason.
Yeah.
He goes,
He
it's
had
like
that cough for
He goes, he's got a
7 months and then we went on vacation and we got home and it
It
was
was scruff or
to
something.
get him through the night,
I wasn't
through the
sure.
weekend.
It was,
I had to go get my nephews.
Andrew. It's like, he was
We
blonde.
were all
Nebulizer scruff,
He
really.
really
Yeah,
has.
so unless
It
it
was
was just.
Andrew.
Yeah,
he was 13,
Yeah.
so we were, he usually hadn't, I mean, because he was a puggle, not just a pug, but yes, pugs.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
I showed him the picture.
Like all the time. Yes, it just never stopped. Yeah, and we had, you know, we got him on that medicine.
No, they're,
Health,
whoever's
and
gonna
so
sit there.
Their papers.
Arms and
You know,
chest.
it was so apparent. And he also had
The agenda,
right, and he had a virus.
I know you have.
And-
Well, that's why I think he's.
Hi, I'm Kristen Rogers.
I remember hearing you all too much
On Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't make it one of
And
those nights,
I
yeah.
watched too much stuff for 2 nights, and I'm like,
I figure since you're getting
It's not
pretty
fair.
close, better make sure.
How's the?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, I have their agenda, they're going. Lauren usually will go.
and it did, it worked for quite a while, but he just couldn't have.
But I just.
There you
But thank you for helping me help him for the last few months.
A little bit, yeah.
You got Dawn. Did she sign up?
Not yet, but. Oh my gosh,
Okay, who's here?
it's a lot, isn't it? Is she the one that's on the corner, or where does she?
Just behind the creamery.
Wasn't it in May?
Behind the creamery, in the greenhouse. Okay, okay. All right,
When
now I know
is
where you're
it starting?
Yeah.
I did meet her.
Is it in spring or something? I think they canceled it. I don't know, actually.
Okay.
I thought one of them
All
canceled.
right. Melissa? You're muted, but we got you.
I'm here.
Okay, super. Okay, we'll go ahead and start. And let's see. I have one comment for the agenda. And that is to add an item about our meeting time and the Gold Rush. And I'll explain that. It's working with the township and they would like to, I'll add that at the very end if we have time to talk about it, about moving our Gold Rush from the second Monday to the first Thursday. And I'll explain why they're requesting that from the township board. And I'll add that at the very, after our, on the back page before adjournment almost. I told Lucy, the secretary, that I just got this afternoon about 5 o'clock, and I said, well, we'll mention it, we won't make a decision tonight, but we'll talk about it. So we got a lot of other stuff, and I told her to take care of first, so. With that, I entertain a motion for the agenda, or I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the amendment.
Second.
Lori? Any other comments? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The July 12th and 22nd meeting notes are there with your, underneath the agenda. So I will accept a motion for that.
I'll motion to approve the July 12th meeting notes
There you go.
And 22nd.
and 22nd meeting notes.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Lori?
Alyssa here?
Yep.
Alyssa?
Online.
I'm here.
Oh, Alyssa.
No, Alyssa.
Alyssa?
What's that?
Alyssa. So, I don't know. If she sent us an updated financial report, so.
She might be traveling.
I thought she was going to be here, or she on vacation.
I think she- Okay, anyway.
I think her note said in the email that she was going to print out additional copies of the information that she sent from the financial report to bring to the meeting and hand out. So I guess I was under the impression she was coming. Should I send her a message quick?
Yeah, maybe.
I thought she was coming too, Melissa.
Okay, I'll shoot her a message here real quick.
Thank you.
Okay, all those in favor of approving the meeting, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Treasurer's report, we'll wait and see if Alyssa's going to join us. Okay. Social media update.
I don't really have one. We're just continuing with the same old, same old. I'll really get some stuff out every day now.
Good.
For everything. Corey, have you had a response from anything for the car show?
I'm sorry, I was only half paying attention. Response for what?
The car show from social media stuff?
So, yeah, I've
Okay.
gotten 3-4 more signups.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll push that out more and more too.
Oh, there's Alyssa.
Oh, yeah.
Just in time.
Sorry. Did something out for you guys, but I couldn't get it to work.
Corey, do you know how many spots are left open, Corey, in the car show? Any?
How many
Spots
spots?
left.
How many spots?
We had 65
I
cars.
gotta do a quick inventory, but it looks like about 10.
Oh,
Okay, so there are still openings, that's correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'll actually throw that out there and then, I don't know, does anybody see anything on social media that you think we need to like add or change or
I think you're doing a great job.
sign? Okay.
Yeah, I love the advertisements.
Okay, we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
Daily responses every day. From people
Mhm.
saying, I'm
Mhm.
coming.
Our vendors have started checking in
Mhm.
and sharing what they're
Sharing.
bringing, which is, whoopsie, sorry about that, which is really cool. So then I've been sharing that. And so that's been, I hope more and more do that.
Yeah, I saw that where they're sharing
Mhm.
that they're gonna be at our
Yeah.
event, so that was cool.
Right. Nothing else. We'll go back to Alyssa, the treasurer's report.
All right, so I kind of wanted to have a printout to talk about a few expenses coming up, but I will do my best to walk through it and we'll see. First of all, the check register balance is at $38,011.41. Reconciled as of yesterday. And that does not include $2,681.17 in the 5K fund. So that's in addition to that. And I imagine a lot of that will go towards a t-shirt or, some of that, and then whatever profit is left would be available. So just looking at where we're at today with that kind of account balance, compared to 2019, we're about $3,000 less than August 9th of 2019. I mean, things come in at different timing, but just kind of to compare, we're down from 2019 From 2018, the balance on August 9th was 47,000. And we're at 38,000. So we're behind in some of the collections of the vendor payments. In both of those years, in 2018, we collected $13,000 in August yet, and we collected $9,000 in 2019 in August yet. So don't have a good way to estimate what we're gonna collect in August. So we just need to be prepared with a lot of the expenses that we have coming up are our largest expenses for the show. And if we want to hold back some more money than we've done in the past, we'd have like an $8,000 holdback. We have payment for event fee for event coordinator for Carol. It's $9,500. And we have golf carts, $1,450. These are all just based on previous years. They haven't changed much. We have radios are $500. Food permits, $2,800. That goes to the city. The sheriff, $4,300. Striping, $1,000. Safety signs, $1,000. Insurance, $2,900. Grace Lutheran Church, $2,500. Electric, $1,000. So if you take into all these accounts, all this into account, you get down to about $2,500 left to distribute. If assuming we don't make anything on the 5K, and we get nothing in August. So that's a worst case scenario. But just wanted to, let you know where we are standing with a lot of the bigger expenses left.
Sure.
And
I have two questions. When I was looking over the email with the items that you just listed, I just was hoping that maybe someone in the room could help clarify to me, what is it that we pay Grace Lutheran $2,500 for? And how does the food vendor permits work that we're paying back to the city, just so I can understand?
Yep, I think those are good questions. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
The $2,500 I think was discussed at a previous meeting. It is payment for the surface lot items. It's been a historical payment made to Grace Lutheran Church to use their parking lot during the Gold Rush. We have a arrangement that we have on that, but I think that's going to be something that needs to be discussed for future. Again, because it was already reduced a couple years ago, but.
Good. So just a follow-up to that comment too, the church contract is for the $2,500, and then if we rent more than 90 lots between the G and the H lot, then we pay
About
$28
Yeah.
for each individual one, but right now I think we're in that 83 range of rents that are rented. Essentially some perimeter lots.
But Alyssa?
Yeah, out of the 90.
Right.
Yeah.
I did about 83, okay.
And that's a lot that we charge parking for?
No,
People to park in it?
No.
Oh.
Grace Lutheran Church uses the middle of the pine trees.
Yep.
For parking vendor vehicles, whatever they want to do, because we have we use the right of way in the outside ones
Okay.
of the pine trees.
So the lot has vendors on it, the parking lot.
Oh, the lot has
Yeah.
vendors, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
like,
Okay.
people that have bigger vehicles or can pull into flat surfaces that way. The second question, Carol, can you help with that one? The food permit, we collect $400 and $200 goes to the city and $200
Goes for the lot rent
go for the lot rent.
and electricity. Electricity varies anywhere from $80 to $120 for each food vendor. And so our electrical bill probably is what, $1,200 somewhere in there. We have a couple of vendors, like I have a new vendor this year that's bringing in their own generator because we ran out of light poles. And we charged them a reduced fee then of just $300. So
the 200 goes to the city to cover.
their city called the city food license. Yeah.
So we don't make a lot on a food
We don't
vendor.
make hardly anything on food vendors, yeah.
I would suggest that maybe that's something that we look into discussing after the show for next year as well.
Yep, I think so.
Okay.
It would be interesting to see how much people charge, like in Rochester at the Gold Rush Show for their food vendors. And there's some other various shows around here. I just don't know what it is.
So I think the main, one of the discussions could be about the sheriff. I don't know what hours have been proposed for that, $4,300. Do we have a contract?
Yep, I can tell you,
proposal?
right, we do. I
We
have
did
long,
reduce the hours
yeah,
from last year, from 2019 to this year.
And
We took
reduced
out-
them from 2018 to 2019 too.
Did they reduce the price then too?
Right, it's
Oh, okay.
per hour, because it's all overtime,
Oh.
they're all working overtime, so we
Yeah.
pay per hour.
Okay.
yeah, it's very expensive.
But, well, we don't need, we did reduce the hours and the time on Sunday, I think, too, we took out.
We took Sunday out completely.
Yeah.
We have 15 hours on Saturday, 15 hours on Friday, 12 on Thursday, and 4 on Wednesday. And conceivably, we really haven't had any issues anymore on Wednesday, so we could maybe eliminate
I
those.
do think we should keep in mind this year how the sheriffs work out. If there's not that much need for the sheriff, maybe just one sheriff, one
They
deputy
won't do,
versus two.
they don't, they will only.
Oh, they
go
work in
pairs.
pairs?
They only, yeah.
That's fine.
When I talked with the gentleman from Marigold Days, they eliminated the sheriffs altogether. And I think at one point we really had a need for it. I don't know if we have that much of a need anymore because we had such traffic controls. Well, maybe next year we will too, if we're doing sewer, that might be an issue. But, when 52 was under construction, it was a big deal. So we needed them all the time. And then when we changed our ordinance, that was a big deal. So.
Anything else, Alyssa?
No, those are the big items. I don't think there's any room to change anything with striping or safety signs or insurance.
The on-site sanitation, that was a big one. That went up $2,000 this year.
We already paid that, and you already paid this. It's out of the checkbook, it cleared.
I didn't, where did they get their money from? I didn't write a check to them. Oh, okay. Perfect. We're richer then.
That's in this number.
Okay.
So,
I
yeah,
know I signed the
we
contract,
reduced
but I
them
didn't
from-
send a check.
In 2018,
I just got this today.
in 2018, we had 32 porta potties. In 2019, we had 23. I think we're down to 20 or 21.
Yep. And we eliminated a cleaning.
So, but at the same time, everything's, expensive, so they're gone up for whatever reason. Okay. Carl, did you have any questions from Grace Church? I see your head.
Yeah. I'm here. I came and asked you guys to give us a free food permit. We're using no electricity, no nothing. You encroach all the way around on our parking over here. We don't get a dime for it. All we did was ask for $200. You got 34 spots that are encroaching on us, which, if you can't give up $200 for the church, because we can't find no help either. We got back to pie and ice cream. So it ain't no big event for us. It's just a fundraiser for a small church. But it's up to you guys if you don't.
We have reduced it from 400 to 200, correct? Is that right, Carol?
I'm sorry.
We did for for the church, we did reduce them from 400 to 200, right?
Yeah, because they had their, they provide their own electricity.
Right.
So that was that. And I think we still charged them 200 for
For the right of way and.
for the food permit. Probably you're already getting a good deal.
Okay, well, then you guys are getting a good deal too.
Yeah, well, it's community. We're all trying to work together.
We're asking to wash hands. I mean, you're getting 34 spots. You ain't paying for. I'm asking for $200 off. You know,
The $34 spots, are those?
there's 34 spots at least beyond the 15 feet. They're 20 to 30 feet back on our property.
Okay, I don't know. I do have a map for you. I sent you a text. about
Yeah,
it.
no, I've heard you talking here.
Yeah, okay. I figured,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you got your comment out, whatever you wanted, so, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you weren't figuring them 34 in what you were paying for, but yeah, you're using G and H or whatever it is.
Okay.
But I don't really think the church is asking too much. When you got 34 lots that we could get $19 a piece for, that's $700 or $600, whatever. We're gonna charge you nothing for them. And we want $200. I mean, we set up in our own property. We use no power or nothing.
Sure.
The only thing you do is pick up our trash, and do know that, you know.
Well, you know, we really can't do anything with the city food permit because it's the city's. I mean, Gold Rush has no authorization for that at all. We couldn't decide not to charge for a food permit. It has to come from city council,
Okay, what I'm asking
you
then
know?
for Gold Rush, that we're gonna charge you $200 for them 34 spots you're encroaching on. If that's agreeable with you guys.
What spots are they,
I'm
Carl?
not sure which spots you're,
All the way around the parking area, right across, right out here, you go down this road. They're 30-foot deep. You go around the corner, they're 20-foot deep. Go around by the church, they're 20 foot. Cause I had rulers out there and measured them all.
So what you're saying, Carl, is Gold Rush is actually getting more this year than last year?
No.
No,
same as
Historically, it's been this
Same.
way forever, Jim. Yeah, none of this has changed. None of it has ever changed.
But what you're saying is.
well, we've changed our food stand, so I mean, all we're saying, serving is pie and ice cream, and we, you know.
Can I make a suggestion? If this is something that we can't discuss or is out of our hands that would need to be discussed with City Hall, is there a way that maybe going forward into next year, we can consider charging the vendors maybe $10 for that parking spot for the weekend so that we can recover some funds and cover the cost that Carl's asking for?
It's not a parking spot. I don't know. I guess I would have to determine how deep that right of way is along
15 feet from the road.
along Second Street. I know I used to see those maps pulled up when Sandy would pull them up, and the right of way sometimes is, it's a very right of way.
Carl, we'll take a look at it
Yeah.
and get back with you in a letter.
Okay,
We'll look at the map and the right of way and.
well, I mean, the right of way you could send out that you take 15 feet from the edge of the road back. I mean, you start getting road right of ways. I got a road right of way right in the middle of my yard. You know, I mean, where you gotta figure out, and you guys had it pretty legit, you know, 15 feet back, we couldn't be on it. You know?
And the road through that area is only 14 to 15 feet wide that we allow for people to maneuver too. So it's not a normal street either. So we take those into
And
consideration.
we're only asking for $200. So, yeah, get back to me and.
Okay. All right, thanks, Carl.
Hey, thanks, Carl.
All right. Melissa, volunteer coordinator sign up. Like the one, not the one.
Oh, so Melissa set up an awesome booth for the National Night Out, and I provided the Sign Up Genius and got a few people signed up that night. Not as many as I hoped for, but got the word out. And then I've been posting it on the citizens page and sent it to all the HOAs and sent it around to our neighborhood as the HOA representative. And I've emailed a few other people to also share. And then today I went ahead and posted the poster and the business cards as well as small flyers that I made at City Hall, Post Office, Gas and Go. And I didn't make it to Casey's. I wanted to try that side. And I'm not sure if any of the other businesses have a bulletin board up, but I haven't made it to like the camper or the Hilltop. I don't even know if they allow that, but I've done that. And then the only other thing I'm going to be doing is trying to reach out. I reached out to our previous volunteers as well for 5K and some of the other people who have submitted information on our contact form that they were interested in finding out more about volunteering. And then I just need to start doing some phone calls to some of the previous volunteers that I only have a phone number for. But a lot of the volunteers that I have on the list is a name and a home address, and that's it. So, and those are from like 2019, 2018 and below. It's just name and address. So, but I do need help with getting more of the word out. We have an awesome Orinoco neighbor is working with two youth groups, a dance team and a football team, and they've taken care of all the bags and liners for Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday, except for one slot, and maybe one or two of the trash truck. And then they've also signed up to help with vendors as well and gotten on that list. And I have a few ice sales that just happened online this weekend and a couple info booths here and there. But we do need a lot more slots, and definitely the trash truck. I talked with Donnie, and he said even if he had one person on the trash truck, it didn't need to be two, he'd be okay. So I need help with getting more of the word out for the Sign Up Genius. And
is that something that can go like on the Orinoco like Facebook like group, or like even the, I mean, I don't know if we want to put it on the Gold Rush Facebook group, like
it's
that
already on the website.
is out there.
It's everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't put it on the city page, but I have it on the
Okay.
citizens page.
On the citizens. That's
Yeah,
what I was wondering.
that I posted last week.
So,
Wednesday.
but we as, I don't know if we, but we as, are you counting the volunteers for the info booth? Would we have to do our spots there too?
I didn't know that you guys had to do your spots.
Yeah, we have to kind of all take turns.
We kind of,
Because I just heard that the committee members don't sign up for those slots.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know
what's
how it
supposed to
works.
happen.
That's what I mean.
Just let me know.
Sometimes we just always are there. If you aren't helping somebody, you should be at the information booth to go
Okay.
on your next assignment.
That's kind of what I wondered, if you
Yeah.
want us signing up for this or not.
Yeah, 'cause that's, I haven't put my name on anything because I just
Right.
figured it was, we were
Yeah.
fluid and
Right.
then everything
it's
else.
pretty fluid. I
Okay.
think we're coming and going. I do think we should all as committee just be cognizant to make sure it is staffed and we have the time to be there, stay there for a while until somebody comes in and asks them to stay. Do you mind? I need to go do something. So it's kind of I don't mean to say it's loose, but at the same time, it's just, we need to recognize it needs to be staffed. And it's
Yeah,
great we have volunteers there, but if there's somebody else can help with.
And two, if I believe Carol's going to spend a good majority of her time there at the information booth. And if we're all in the golf carts and have radios and phones, you know, if she needs somebody up there, she can just put out a call for help too, and somebody can buzz up there.
The radio's come in very handy. And somebody comes to the information booth by name or whatever, so. And you're not that.
I am working with my son and a group of teens to see if we can kind of scrounge up some kids to work with ice sales, because that's sort of more of an on-call thing. So how I approached it was, hey, got some buddies that want to hang out with you on Saturday at Gold Rush, and I'll buy you food. And if someone needs ice, you can go get it. So I'm kind of waiting to see how that goes. Also, as Christine was talking about with the dance group and the football players filled a lot of the garbage slots. The cheer team also filled a bunch of those slots, but they are also going to be handling the vendor breakfast. So Carol and I this week did go over the inventory for what's needed for the breakfast. I will be picking up what is needed for that, and I will get a receipt to Alyssa and get those supplies dropped off, I think this week. Hopefully I have some of them, but not all of them. I think social media is going great, but I do think it is going to sort of fall on the rest of our plates to fill up the rest of these volunteer spots and start begging some neighbors and some friends to start passing the word along too. There's not a lot of spots, to be honest. I feel like there's probably 10 or 11 spots that are open, but you know, there are 10 or 11 spots that need to be filled each day. So it does add up, but we did try to cut back on the amount of hours for volunteer time, hoping that that would be more attractive, kind of soliciting for 2 or 3 hour shifts versus 4 or 5 hour shifts. So I'm hoping that will be helpful too.
Okay. One comment about the ice is in that we have an ice cart that goes around continuously. Or a vendor will come up to the information booth and say they need ice, and we tell the ice truck to go to a certain food vendor too. So there's.
I think they do need to.
So should we take the ice sales signups off of the Genius? Is that what we're saying?
No, that it just would, it's more of a constant need instead of like an on-call. Like they will have the cart. And they do need to be able to like have a valid driver's license, I think, for insurance.
Right.
They need to be adults.
So the ice sales need that?
To be, well, to operate the golf carts, period.
So is that 16 or up or 18 and up, just for clarification?
16, right? That's what we.
Are you gonna be with us Wednesday night?
Wednesday.
11th?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know how that all works, so I can I'll put it underneath the sign up Genius, and then I'll contact the people who have signed up.
They have quite a bit of money they carry too, so we have to have.
Yeah.
If we usually put an adult and a younger person. Shared with them.
We do. I have a father and daughter team.
Yeah, that type of thing is perfect.
Yeah,
but the other ones I have that just signed up are the same family, and some of them have signed up, and I don't know their ages. So,
but they're like seasoned volunteers,
yes.
So they know what they need to do. Like I think they even knew that they needed an adult. Like,
yeah. So they were great. They just I just contacted them, and they just signed up for.
They will tell you, new people at the information booth, what to do, because they did that for me. It was very helpful.
That's what I'm here for, is to learn this year.
Yes,
so it's good to know.
We have volunteers that have been here forever and will totally help. Awesome.
Good. Let's see.
And then I also talked to Donnie and to Bob Campanos, and they're all ready to be the trash, I forgot, masters. And so they're good to go for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Donnie said he can help fill in some spots here and there on maybe Friday. So
And Kevin is
awesome.
coming too, right? Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just a side note on the garbage volunteers, I did get new vests, size small through extra large. I think 2 to 4 of each size, and a case of work gloves donated, and those should already be down in the Gold Rush room.
That's correct. Thank you.
All right.
So Kevin hasn't officially signed up.
And
But-
he won't, he'll just show up
Right.
like every day. So,
Yeah.
So who is Kev? What's my husband? Okay, perfect.
Our ex-mayor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Another seasoned volunteer, veteran.
Well, thank you.
worker.
No, I just want to make sure that way when he comes up, I know, oh, you're a fill-in, so
Yeah.
that's awesome. You'll go over.
He actually doesn't fill in. He's pretty much run the whole thing. Yeah. He's the one that got Bob and.
Is your grandson helping out again?
Owen, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he'll be here, yeah, one of the Trash Masters,
Sure.
so, yeah, yeah.
That's all.
That's cool. I like that.
Big wrestler. Okay. T-shirts. Anything else?
No, that's it. And I sent in some information to Dana and to Ryland on what I sent to the HOAs that just had the blurb and had the links and then had the barcode too. And if anybody else wants that, I can send it to you individually. So if you want to send it out, or I can send it to one of you guys and you can send it to the whole group, however you want to do it.
So, and I will just from doing this in the past with just getting 5K volunteers, it really does help just to email or call or message somebody personally to ask. And so many people, this is the kind of thing that so many people want to get involved with, the show. They don't know where to start. They, you know what I mean? So if you just give somebody, if you have a specific idea, like I still need a lot of corner people for the race. It's such a simple thing, and it's like an hour, you know what I mean, on a Sunday morning, 9 a.m.
How many people do you need, Dana? How many people are you short right now?
I still need, I think I still need 9. I can.
And they're just each one of those is 1 hour shifts for the morning of the race. Is that right?
Yeah, you know, it's literally just stand at the corner and wave people where they need to go until the last racer goes by. So like the first corner, you're done in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And then you could come help at the table when everybody's done or whatever. But it's literally just to give directions and cheer.
Is there any chance that maybe a couple of the people that we have at the early stations, when they check in the morning, we can say you're at this corner for 10 minutes from blah, 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 and then get down to this corner for 10 minutes?
So it works best to keep the people at the registration table there to help me with the racers that come back, because some of them will be back very, very quickly. And you'll need, you know what I mean? You need to like have, because then we break down the registration stuff and set up the snacks and water. So all the registration people stay there and help me.
Okay, so we'll push for 9 more 1 hour slots and see what we can do.
And I've always just personally filled them. We've never even utilized this. I just literally call people I know and ask them. So I also can probably fill them. But I think we have some volunteers that haven't gotten back to us yet, that I'm going to reach out to that helped in the past. So
Yeah, I sent everybody on your list.
you did, and you haven't heard back.
An email, and I heard back from the one that couldn't.
Yeah.
But as far as anything else, and then if anything has to be different with those 5K slots, let me know, because I just built them up with the one thing.
No, I mean, it's fine. It's just that I think when you reach out personally and you can explain exactly what we're asking, you get more.
Exactly. That's like, I know when
volunteer.
So
It's volunteering for something you don't know.
yeah.
Right.
So that's why my only goal was to get it to the people who've done it before, say thank you for volunteering last time.
Yeah.
If you'd like to, again, here's the
Uh-huh.
information.
Right.
But yeah, my phone calls will start tomorrow.
Okay,
with
and
the
I
phone
can do it
numbers I
too.
have.
I'm happy to
too.
help because I can probably.
Yeah, and I haven't signed up yet, and I'll either be doing something.
I was gonna hit you up. That's why earlier I was like, where's Alyssa?
Family is either running or we're volunteering, so
Okay.
we'll be doing
Yeah.
something.
Okay, perfect.
Well, let me know if you need anything different online, like if something.
Yeah,
is
no, I
funky,
don't
just
think
please
so.
Let me know and I'll add it right away.
I don't think so. I just was thinking, it's if we are still looking, it's really good to just reach out.
Reach out, yeah,
Super.
thanks.
T-shirts are here. This is the ones to sell.
Yeah, I don't know why it says for vendors.
More sponsors. Because we've got T-shirts for volunteers.
No, these are, we had talked about doing T-shirts for vendors, but then we just couldn't afford that this year. So this is just T-shirts to sell. At the info booth, they'll be $15.
Oh, cool. Cute.
I know what
They cost us $5 to make.
I can't remember.
So
Something
one
like
time we
that.
talked about $10 to make a little profit and to get rid of a
Well,
lot
so
of them.
that was, our old ones that had been through a flood and. So we're
Those are
gonna,
the gently used, or
those are the
gently
gently
loved.
flood
Pre-wash.
Pre-wash, that's it.
We're gonna do $15.
Pre-washed.
I have a note from 2019 that's what we were gonna charge. So, or 2020 that's what we were gonna charge. So I think we should stick with it.
The 15.
15, because it's, yeah. And people will pay that.
Yeah, that's a pretty normal, yeah. for a t-shirt.
And then the 5K, yeah, so
Oh, the
15,
I'm sorry, I meant.
these will be at the info booth for sale. We'll hang them up and they'll go. Yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna change this.
Dina, will you make sure to set aside the T-shirts for each one of the sponsors, and I can get them from you and get those passed out? I'd kind of like to do that before Gold Rush. So if they want to wear it at Gold Rush, they have the opportunity to do that.
Yep, I will do that. I have a day. Well, when we get to the 5K, we can talk about that quick.
Okay, so
Which is now.
It is now.
Look at
I
that.
think we're covered with the t-shirts. We'll set the price at 15 for the
Yep.
blue ones to sell.
Yep.
And
How about the other ones we're getting rid of?
we have some others too.
Well, we need to look through them. We do have a few, I think personally, if they say, like, so we still have a few old Gold Rush race shirts that have a year, don't have a year. No, they never have a year, but they're clearly not this year's. I think if they're old and not the new ones, then maybe we could sell them for 10, or then would that be confusing? What do you guys think?
Too confusing, and people are gonna go with the cheaper ones first, so.
Okay. There's so few sizes in them though. There's like double XL and like a small, so there's really not a ton of options, but just do them all at 15.
Maybe we could do like a prize for volunteers, and then we have a box with t-shirts in it, and they can take a t-shirt home if they get their name drawn for volunteer prize.
Or after the blue ones get sold,
Yeah,
all
or-
sold out, then we
yeah.
can say, well, we have last year's or 2 years
Yeah.
ago for sale at $10 or.
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe we wait until these all go.
Mhm.
That's a good idea. And then if they don't go, then we can give them to some of the volunteers, because it's not like we want to keep these around forever to die in another flood.
Because we usually give it like to Bob and Donnie. We usually give a t-shirt to them.
Yes, that's
They put a lot of
perfect.
hours in, so.
So sell the new shirts first. Then offer the old ones for $10 or donate to volunteers. I like that idea.
Okay.
And like for the trash haulers that work more than 2 hours, in the past, we've given them like an old t-shirt just because they get so dirty. So I guess if we did that, if we wanted to give them old ones, would that be okay?
I do know the ones that are signed up for Jessica's crew. I think they're gonna try to wear a team shirt or some kind of shirt that they do as a group under their vests anyways. I think they were gonna try to do that.
But they're not, and they're only working for a short
2
amount of
hours
time.
each,
But you're
yeah.
talking about like the people who are here all day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, and the ones that, I think I saw some where they're like 4 hours. They
Sure.
took
Yeah.
2 shifts.
There's
So
a
they're
couple
like
that
4
are
hours.
doing a 4-hour shift.
All I know is I definitely want a picture of that garbage crew in pink t-shirts.
Big ones, huh?
Okay. So we're clear on the shirts?
Yep.
Okay, good. 5K, anything else?
Yeah, a lot.
Moving along.
Okay, so 5K. Here's the shirts for the 5K. We somehow, miracle, got all these, they somehow got all the
Cool.
sponsors on the back.
Amazing.
So, you guys, there's teeny tiny shirts. They got all the sponsors on the teeny tiny kids ones.
That's amazing.
Adorable.
Oh my gosh.
So these will go to all of our racers, of course. They are for sale with registration. You can purchase extras right now for $12, but on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the show, they will go up to $15. So if someone shows up and registers at the information booth or the day of, they can purchase it, but it will be $15. So then all the shirts are $15, so we don't even have to worry about it. I have lots of notes.
Is there a shirt, you can still get a shirt if you sign up at
Yep.
a certain date? Or-
You can, I mean, I've ordered enough that everyone should be able to get a shirt. You might not get the size you want, but you should be able to get a shirt. So I have 48 registered runners right now. It's better, much better.
Much better than me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's good.
And then my biggest thing is we only have one official 5 kids K runner.
More will sign up though. that
I think
weekend.
so, and I
really
think
will.
I really, like, I got all the medals for the kids, and I had my little neighbor girls come over and wear them along with a t-shirt. So I'm gonna put that picture out there and, just start promoting the heck out of it. We have the medals came in for the adult prizes too. So I have all that, it's all
You
downstairs.
should take pictures of those medals
I
for
am,
to
yep,
post.
yep, I already did that, I haven't posted it yet, cause I've been. So one thing I need help with is and Alyssa, this is why I was hoping you were gonna be here. Last year, I think you helped at registration, right? So did you do the cash registrations? Cause we will accept cash, card, and check on the day of registrations and at the info booth throughout the weekend. So we need to have a designated cash box or bag and some petty cash in there. And we did that last time. It's just been, it's like this year pause has like made me forget everything we did.
There was a separate bag at the information booth for 5K.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I knew we had to on that. Okay, so we need that day. And they prefer during the registration day, they send 2 people. And one's a timer and one's a helper for registrations, but they prefer their person not to be handling the cash, which makes sense. So we just have to provide someone and we'll do that. The other thing that we're gonna do different is, coming down the hill on Minnesota Avenue, when you are coming into town, you're past Thompson's Garage, so you're coming down that hill. We're gonna put signs on either side of the road. Just yard signs that say slow runners ahead with flags in the top so that people slow down before they get to that corner where the runners will be. Because they'll only be on the road from the Presbyterian Church down, otherwise they'll be in the development or in town. But just so there's no like screeching of brakes. So we're gonna do that. The other thing we're gonna do is when we run down, I just want you guys to all be aware of this because so when people ask you or if people have questions, but when the runners come back into town, we're gonna have a lane with flags on both sides for the runners to go down, and then shoppers will stay on the outside of that lane. And so that's all things that we're doing. And
Which we did last year or 2 years ago, but it was so few and far between, especially in the beginning and at the end.
we didn't have that.
We had a path coming in.
But there was just like cones. It wasn't like clearing, but like I don't think they're gonna walk through that, hopefully.
I just would say maybe if we can have the people that are doing corners in the very beginning of the race that don't need to be there as long as the people, like I was toward the back of the race. If when you're done with your corner, like last runner came through, maybe start lining up where the runners are gonna start coming in on like as they're into the food or the vendors, like as they're coming in there, so we can cheer people on and get the crowd there and kind of line that street a little bit, because it was really almost like anticlimactic. Like, here I am, I'm coming into town and there's just shoppers, very few and far between, but nobody's here to pay
Where
attention.
does it end? Where does the race end?
So it ends right out here, right on Minnesota Avenue. It's gonna start at the corner, this intersection on that side, like they're gonna run and they're gonna do a loop through town and out on Minnesota Avenue down through River Park and back, and then they're gonna come in a straightaway and end here. And so
That's a good idea though, Lori.
just
I
to
like that to
really
cheer people on.
and
People really got
It was
into the
kinda
car show when
lonely.
we did that.
it was just kind of lonely last year as
You have your vests on too. Don't you have vests on, the people that are watching the corners?
Yeah.
Do they have vests on too?
Well, I was in a golf cart, so I didn't have a vest.
I don't
No.
think we gave vests to people in town because it's
No.
safe, but everybody out on Minnesota
Okay.
Avenue.
Yeah, okay.
So generally people in town didn't have vests.
I mean, I probably should have, because I was probably in the worst spot for traffic on Minnesota Avenue last year, and like basically just putting myself in a car's way. So runners, like stop. There's runners.
Maybe you should do that again since you know what you're talking about.
With a vest.
With a vest.
Tell me what
That's
spot,
thick.
I don't remember what spot you were, but after this,
I-
let me know where you were on my map. So I can-
Does perhaps City Hall have any like school crossing flags or anything that we could borrow for the finish line that might draw more attention to the fact that the runners are coming in and people could celebrate that?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have the
Not really.
big giant flag, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a,
Those are like caution tape.
Obvious.
no, like the, why
Like
can't-
the,
yeah.
like the
Or
flag.
banner flags.
Banner.
So
The
if,
colorful banner flags are gonna go up and down, and then we'll create an aisle for them.
and the other thing that it was like half at the very, like, we did it, but it wasn't planned out, was music. When they first started, like where everyone was gathering, and Ryland, I think you got the speaker out, and then we tried to get music up, but like right away in the morning, when we get here and we're setting up, get music going so that the runners know where to go to start, because that was confusing. Like, where do we go? We signed up here, now where's, like, what's the plan? So having music and kind of some noise, and then that helps to get everybody kind of pumped up to get
Can
going.
we do crowds cheering on the speaker
I
at
don't know
the
what that
end?
means.
You know, like crowds cheering
Oh, I thought you
noise?
said grouch.
Oh,
I was like, what's grouch cheering?
No,
new
crowds
thing.
cheering at the end on the
Crowds
speaker too.
Yeah, all these things. The other big, yeah, so Ryland, do we still have access to that equipment?
I hadn't thought about it. Let me give this guy, I'll talk to him, see if it's still available. I know.
Did you use it at National Night Out?
We could use the same one, yeah. We just used the radio station and listened to it.
That'd be cool,
That, whatever we can do, or even
whatever works.
like, you had those pallets, like even if we had something where we could like have someone up a little higher on and have the speaker up there so that it's really just a lot of music and.
Yeah, if what we use for National Night Out is okay, we can set that up again.
Oh, yeah,
Perfect,
that's
that's
fine.
perfect, yeah.
We just need
That
a
was pretty
long
cool.
extension cord. We have one of those.
Pilot stage.
Yeah, let's use that.
Okay.
I need cones. Like big traffic cones.
How many?
The big, of course, you would be the one.
I knew it. I'm like, I knew.
Dave, this
Melissa's
is
gonna
God.
be like, I have connections.
You know, what we did is it's
How many you
that little section, yeah, it's that section from the schoolhouse after you cross the bridge, before you get onto before you turn the corner.
Rochester Track Club will allow you to borrow theirs.
Really? It doesn't have to be a ton. It's just that, so then we have a running lane and then people can drive
Doesn't
on
the
the
city
side.
have them?
We've got a few of them. We borrowed some from Pine Island.
We had to borrow, and we had three different committee members, I think, give me some last year in 2019. Those are no longer committee members. So it wouldn't be a ton, I wouldn't need a ton. It would just be to have to distinguish a clear path when you're leaving town, so that the runners stay here and the cars then are over here, you know.
So like 5 or 10?
I mean, you could acquire 10. The city has a few.
Let's do an inventory, because we have some in Public Works. It's not very many. We borrowed some from Pine Island. It seemed like we borrowed the ones from Pine Island for some other thing. Five Finger Discount got some of them, so we couldn't really honor our response back with the right number, but if you need 10 or 15, we may be able to have those.
I think that would be plenty.
Okay.
As long as it's just a clear.
Okay. I'll talk with Kane tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd say 15 would be a good number.
All right.
And then we need water and granola bars. The race company will provide chips.
No, we got chips
That's true.
from National Night Out.
That's true.
Yeah, you said you probably will.
We do have chips. Well, we're getting more.
More chips, okay.
We're getting more. But I want to also provide granola bars and water. So is that something with, I mean, we got so many donations this year for our race. I feel like, and registrations are pretty good. Is that something we can just use? I feel like that's what you use your donation money for.
No bananas.
Oranges,
Are you saying
bananas,
do not get them?
I like bananas. I
I
like
know.
bananas at races.
I like bananas at races too. It's just that I have such a difficult time with how many of them get wasted.
Well, if we're talking 50 to 100, I mean, that's 4 cases of water. It's not a lot. 5
It's not a
cases.
lot. And I just brought in the little waters for the little
$20.
kids, you know, like those tiny little ones. I brought those from Ty's grad party. It's not even, I mean, I'm talking
We
Costco.
got water left
so.
over from Gold Rush. I put in a request, I stopped at Casey's and submitted a request for 8 cases of water. I haven't heard back. And Island asked for water too.
I was just gonna
No
run to
gator in it.
Costco and get one. I mean, they're like $2.80.
Yes, we
Yeah.
say yes, Sam's or Costco. Mhm.
Let's bring the water issue back up next week sometime. We can touch base if we need to get more water.
Okay. But is everybody cool if I just go
Yes.
grab some granola bars? I know, Lori, I wanted bananas too, but I was like, what if they don't get eaten? They can't be saved. And then I have
A
guilt.
lot of banana bread.
And then I have guilt because we've thrown away food.
There was a substantial amount of sponsors and donors this year too. I feel like if you were needing, you have how many people registered? 46. Even if you had 150, if you needed 150 bottles of water and 2 large boxes of granola bars from Costco, you're looking at under $50.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's super nominal.
Okay. All right. So, the other thing is that's the same morning as the vendor breakfast. But I will need a lot of your help, like all of you. Obviously not all of you, because Joanne will probably be at the booth. And
Yeah, by Sunday morning, it's pretty quiet, really.
It
relatively
is,
speaking.
it
At least in
is.
that 9 to 10 hours, so it's.
yeah.
There's no reason
So
why we.
if we can all pitch in that morning for just various things, something always comes up. The race people will get here at 6:30 in the morning. I will be down here. Registration doesn't start until 7:30. So, and I'm gonna pack and shirts, pack them ahead of time for those who have registered ahead of time. I'm gonna pack them and have them labeled this year, so we just grab them and give them to people. For those who have pre-registered.
Just a side note on that, like we just have to be wary of the fact that with the vendor breakfast coinciding with 5K morning run, we have plenty of volunteers to do vendor breakfast, but it's kind of historically been a time where a few committee members are available at the breakfast for questions and feedback. I'm also going to be providing comment cards for those that would prefer to just write it down and not have to speak. So just as long as we're aware of the fact that we really should have a couple of us, 2 or 3 maybe, at the vendor breakfast to make sure that we're, representing the vendors as well that morning.
Yeah, for sure. This will be the second time we've done it, or third time we've done it together, and it's worked out. Like Carol stays there, and that's who they're here to see anyway.
Yeah, I'll be at the breakfast, so.
They're here to see Carol. But I totally agree that a couple more of us should pop in and out of here. But the vendor breakfast is what time?
7:30.
Right. So, and the race now doesn't start, kids race is 8:15, adult races, or 5K is 9.
It'll be
So-
done.
Right.
Breakfast will be
The
done.
breakfast will be
By
done.
8:15, everybody's
Yeah.
coming and going.
Perfect.
And nice about this different time frame that we did this year too. So yeah, okay, those are all the things I have to talk about. I would like to talk to you about who has paid and who hasn't, just so I know exactly. But we can do that after.
Super. Car show. Hello. So just a couple of things. Carol has moved the vendors out of the lot that was in front of the Lions Club. So the Lions Club will still be up there on the concrete pad. And they're going to have a bounce house, which is going to be right beside them
The Lions Club is gonna have a bounce house?
Yeah, the one bounce club, yeah.
Oh.
So that was just kind of late breaking news in the last couple of days.
Are they gonna charge money for it?
I don't think so. I'm not aware of it.
Aren't they kind?
I think it's more of a draw to get families up there, which is fine.
Yeah,
We gave
parents
the
drink,
option.
kids bounce,
We
that's
gave
a
the
big
option.
jump.
I'll let you drink.
That's good.
No adults allowed though. So.
Oh,
So
we'll
we
see.
gave the option.
We'll see how that goes.
We gave the option of moving, but they really want to stay on the flat concrete. That's fine. So, so when the car show is on Saturday between 1:30 and 2, so we've asked them to either shut down the bounce house during when the cars, if we put half a dozen cars over there, whatever the number is, I told them they had to find some planks, 2x6s or something to put over the courts because they'll be running from the pole over to their booth on the concrete pad, as well as a cord for the bounce house. So I talked with John Marks and he said they would, amongst their members, they would find wood to put on either side of the cord so cars are driving over the wood, not touching the cables. Sure. Won't be the full distance, but at least we'll designate where they should go through. And we asked them not to be operating the bounce house during that time, cars coming in or when they're leaving. So I think it's going to work out pretty good. And then we don't have to use the property to the west.
Oh,
That was the whole intent of getting those vendors out, and thanks Carol for moving those people.
Have you kind of eyeballed it, Ryland? How many cars do you think will that accommodate that?
Well,
be by the Lions Club?
I'd say at least 5 to 10 at the most.
Okay.
We can look at it.
Should we have a few that don't get registered in time, we go over our 65, we could potentially use the other lot.
You're gonna have 15 by 20-foot lots.
And there's,
So we could potentially go into George's property.
If you had to.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna charge you for
Well,
it.
here's my concern, that's been brought to my attention.
4, 6,
Maybe Jim talked to you about it too. But the walnuts are coming real ripe on those trees right now. And, you know, they like to start dropping anytime. Yeah, are they?
Yeah.
So, you know, no, everybody wants shade, but nobody wants walnuts falling on their car, so.
That would not be good.
I guess it'd be good to just kind of talk about or be thinking about how you want the car staged over there for that area.
Right. So
I'll
we
hand out
might
some-
have to omit several spaces right under the walnut trees.
I mean, I don't think we want cars directly up against the bounce house, but at least some
Yeah,
distance between the two too.
there's the other problem.
What if we, and I don't know how many picnic tables we have, but it would be nice to have some tables up there at the car show for people to relax. I know we have the Lions Club. Could we put some picnic tables in that area to signify that this is not a parking
We
place?
are,
and-
We gave a list, or
It's in
Carol
the
put
shade.
together a sheet
Then we'd have to
where we
supply
want
helmets
tables
for
spread throughout.
walnuts falling on our head.
We're all used to it around here, right?
Just
Like
put
you
a
hear them
little
coming.
card out on the
Right,
table that
just saying.
says, sit at your own risk, walnuts falling.
Well, that's the truth, but
Yeah, they started early this year. Everything's starting early. Our yard is full of them.
Yeah.
And acorns, yeah, they both started falling. Usually it's not like at the
That's
same
not a good
time,
sign.
but everything's, yeah, our yard's full.
Winter.
It's gonna be a rough one.
I just don't know how many tables we could put up there without interfering with the cars. I guess if you can find some place like, I didn't designate any tables to be delivered there at this point.
I guess I have to look again. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
picture the canopy, what size those walnuts are. You know, obviously, they're not gonna fall any further than the furthest branches, which might be a 10-foot diameter. I'm just taking a guess.
You'll be around Thursday night.
Yeah.
So we're planning to, I thought I'd ask Jeff too. The three of us would put up the banners, or anybody else wants to join us, put up the banners around on the highways with pounding posts in and tying those. We've got 5 banners to put up.
Sure.
So we can stop and take a look at that and just talk
Yeah,
through.
why don't we do that?
Okay.
Other than that, the other thing I have is, you know, like I said, roughly we have 40 cars, plus or minus, that are, most of them are officially registered, some of them are just word of mouth. And everything else is as planned, 1:30 at Gas and Go, 2 o'clock, cruise down Minnesota Avenue to 4th Street Northwest, which I think we're gonna need 3 volunteers, Mel, for directing traffic.
Yep, and those are on the volunteer sign up Genius, and your favorite friend Fisher was #1 to sign up, but if they don't get filled in the next couple days, I will make sure that they get filled.
Okay, that'd be wonderful.
So we need a couple carts to meet the parade as it come in to clear Minnesota ahead of the cars too, so.
Are we gonna have a caboose too
Right.
at the end?
Is that?
We're
Like
gonna do a
caboose.
caboose cart
Yeah.
too at the end of the cart, and so people don't sneak in behind them.
Oh,
I think that's a good idea.
I haven't talked about that, but that gets people's attention.
Yeah, I thought we did that.
Corey, do you want to be the leader in a golf cart, or are you riding in Maybelline, or what's your plan?
You know, that's a good question. I haven't given that a lot of thought.
Because if you're not going to be in a lead cart, then we need to make sure that lead cart and a follow cart then.
Right. Yeah, I could do that. I could probably lead in a golf cart or something of that sort, sure.
Do we want the sheriff to help out with the parade?
I think so.
Their cars are here. We could just ask them
I
to,
think so.
they might, I don't know why they wouldn't.
Right.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool to
I
have
like
them.
that, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, should a car stall or something,
Mhm.
It's not a couple
gonna have
times.
to redirect traffic a little bit or something.
Sheriff to follow.
I think too, when you have like the sheriff that's leading, it causes more people to look and get out of the way also. When they see that and they know something's coming and they get out of the way, it might be a better idea to have a sheriff lead and then have somebody follow, maybe.
That's a good idea too.
Yeah.
So we could have the sheriff and then 1 or 2 carts behind that and the cars.
In the procession, okay. Sounds logical. I have 3 trophies that'll be here possibly tomorrow. 1 for best original car, 1 for best restored car, and the 3rd trophy is People's Choice Award. Both by most popular vehicle, obviously. And the only concerns I've heard from people is the walnut trees.
We're good.
That was talked about 2 years ago too. And now it's even more of a concern.
You need any cards for people doing the voting?
Yeah, my wife is working on that.
Okay,
She'll have
alright.
those cards. Yep.
Okay.
Best original, best restored, and People's Choice.
Yep.
Okay, I'll put that out,
There you
get
go.
that out there too.
Do you need a table or chairs for anything up there then?
I don't think so. I think we can handle what we got. You mean at the lot or at
car
Gas and
show?
Go?
At the car show itself.
Yeah, that would be a bad idea for setting the trophies on and having people, that latecomers for registration and figuring
Maybe get a
out
cart,
the
maybe get a
trophy
picnic
thing.
table up there.
Or a plastic one.
VFW will be offering food too, for people who are shopping up there. They'll take orders. They're gonna be plugging into the pole and offering hot dogs, I guess. So.
They are?
That's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hot dogs and beverages.
Oh, wow.
Well, if I knew, I would need to advertise that too.
Yeah.
Sharon Parker's
I'll talk to her.
heading that up.
Well, I just talked to her. She didn't tell me anything about this.
Are you right on First? Where's lot B anyway?
Let me
Is
think,
that
where
on-
am I?
I'm on the second.
Well, the
There's-
cruise will go down Main Avenue here, past Shad Tracy,
Yeah,
and you take a left, that's 4th Street,
yeah,
and you come back on the backside of the fire department,
yeah,
and then take a right up that sharp hill
yeah,
where the Lions Club vendor unit
Yeah.
is. Do you follow me?
yeah.
That
I
would be-
live right back by there, so
Oh,
I
okay.
could bike, I'm on my bike tonight. I can also just bike up there and see. Maybe by then the walnuts will be done. And
Okay,
so-
so you're on Walnut, observation duty.
Official,
Or at least
just scope it.
run into it with something and.
I was gonna
shake
say,
them up.
I was gonna say shake the
Pretty
trees,
open
yeah.
up there, I'm not,
If we put that bounce house right underneath that walnut tree.
That would take care of it,
What
wouldn't
could
it?
go wrong?
rolling an ankle, does our insurance cover that?
Mm,
Right amount of alcohol.
That's really all I got.
Community members will do it.
Okay, cool.
They have like a piece of paper, something put on their dash that they've been registered.
Yeah, the dash plaques, Tammy's gonna make those up too.
Cool.
Awesome.
You've done a
That way
great,
you know
you've
what
done
to-
a really good job on this, Corey, really good.
Well, assign numbers to each car and then you can vote by the number, not necessarily the car. You just write your favorite number
Yes.
down,
Yeah.
throw it in a box.
I like
Oh,
that.
That's nice.
Keep
Yeah,
it simple. And then you can put dash plaques in the vehicle, obviously on the dash, through the windshield that's visible. So you can read whose vehicle it is, where they're from, and year and make of car.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
We have on the agenda poster and car Friday. I don't know what that means.
It's just carry over from a couple months ago, I think,
What is
that
it?
you've taken care of this stuff here. Spending the funds for that, we could have taken that off the agenda.
Or, no, but this is under car show.
Oh, yes, okay. We talked about taking one of our sandwich boards and the big humongous sandwich boards and putting a poster on it, maybe a car up there on Friday, but I at least put a sandwich with a poster on this, it's a
Oh,
car
that's
show
right.
Saturday, just advertising it on Saturday, so,
That's right.
yeah. We talked about somebody, Jim, putting his pickup or his car up there, but I don't think we will leave the car there by itself either, and that's asking Jim a lot to be up there with his car the whole days, but.
He's got nothing else to do. Give him a half a day off, what the heck?
It's walnut free area.
That is another concern I just thought of, unrelated to what you just said. I'm assuming this is gonna be a rain or shine event within reason. I mean, obviously, if we have a hailstorm or shy of something like that, it's a go.
What do people do, Corey?
Most people know, you know, if you got a pretty valuable car and, you know,
Yeah,
you can see, everybody's got radar on their phone now.
right.
We're planning on a go, rain or shine.
And if something, we can put it out there too, you know,
Yeah.
on social media, you know, and everything like, you know, looks
Right,
like,
it's not till 1 o'clock, so we got all morning to kind of watch what's going on.
yeah.
So,
We can,
yeah.
yeah,
good
we'll call it,
idea.
I mean, it's kind of the same for the race, like you call it that day, you know what I mean?
Right,
You just have to.
Yeah.
And generally, for races that I participated in a long time ago, when I did those things, people don't ask for their money back, especially if it's a nonprofit. So I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, we can obviously cross that bridge if we have to, but,
you know, I don't think
Because they-
most people are gonna have an issue with a $5 entry fee.
right.
If they do, I'll send them to Ryland to get their money back.
So no
Is
poster,
there an opportunity to make Plan B for the car show? I mean, if things do get wicked or the weather's terrible, I mean, do we bother with a quick backup plan for Sunday?
Golf cart show?
Well, the show closes at 2 and it's pretty crazy around here when vendors start leaving, so.
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be a one or done.
yeah, I think we
If
should,
the show is longer in the day, we might consider, but I think with the 2 o'clock stopping, it's probably wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
okay, so we're not gonna worry about a poster and cart on the lot on Friday.
No.
Okay.
You may add verbiage, rain or shine, and people, like I said,
That's a good idea.
you got a $50,000 vehicle, you're gonna know.
You know what to do.
Yeah, you're on your own discretion there.
Okay.
Obviously, we're not responsible if they get caught in a hailstorm. That's true of any car show.
Right.
All right, we'll talk about the budget later on in the fall. Camper host, Sounds like we're without a camper host right now unless somebody has a
I've tried.
call a friend card or something like that.
Was that,
I said, everybody's looking at you.
I talked to multiple people, I mean, and they're just like, you want us to do, initially they were like, yeah, sure, sign us up, and then as it got closer, they were like, no, we don't wanna be tied down to being there.
How much is it, $300?
That's what we offer, Joe. Otherwise, it's the honor system and pay for the $25 when they register per night.
I like the idea of us continuing to like kind of cycle through there, you know, the volunteers and just like to check it out and stuff, but you know, if at night is what we're
And the sheriff will be there
curious.
till 10,
10,
9,
I think
10.
it was.
So they can
I don't
just make
think there's
sure they
gonna be
go
an
through
issue
there.
down
It's
there.
pretty quiet
No.
for 10.
Dina, is that something we can add to like the welcome packet or the welcome information? Maybe just a little side note at the bottom that this year we don't have a resident on-site person, but if they need help or they have questions, to call or contact this person at this number, blah, blah. Is that something maybe we can do just to cover if we don't have a camp resident, at least be the committee that's offering?
I wonder if we could even just post something down at the campsite where you register. Because it's such a few amount of people that camp there. So we could post something on the board where they register, you know, if you have issues, please call. I don't know.
Corey.
Did we still?
What type
Carol,
of,
do you have a list of people that are registered for a site to stay? You must have a list.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I was curious. Carol must have a list of those who have registered for a campsite in advance, or is that not a thing? They register when they get here.
Anything.
It's a city thing.
That's first come, first served.
So I wonder if we can get a list from the city of the people who have registered for a campsite, and that way we can put out like maybe a direct message or an email or something.
From 2 years ago, probably not.
They register, so Melissa, they don't register ahead of time. It's literally like you fill out paperwork, you fill out the thing when you get there and you pull in.
maybe one of them would like to be the camp host.
Yeah.
Seriously.
They're all
like,
vendors though.
hey,
They're
well,
busy, they're gone.
But they're there at
Still
night,
wanna
right?
try to advertise for it?
Yeah, so I did make a graphic and I'm gonna add the
I'm leaving
actual,
that in for you.
I'm gonna add the actual $300 in, and we'll share that this week
Okay.
in the citizens page, and whoever wants it can have it.
I could do it through the HOAs again.
Yeah.
And just pop it
And
out
then,
that way.
It's closer now.
I just sent a message to Andrew, seeing if he wants to pitch a tent.
yeah,
See if he will do it.
right, for $300,
For a
maybe.
college kid.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Ask Ken
So
Phelps
I
before he
will-
moves out of school.
We can try, and then I do think you're right, it'll probably not. Maybe we're wishful thinking, but if we cruise it enough,
Right. What type of issue would potentially happen out there? Because there isn't electrical hookups, there's not water hookups.
there's just kind of a
So-
perpetual bathroom problem.
So bathroom. So that's what I was wondering, like, what if they are hosting, what are they signing up to take care of?
At all. The bathroom, I don't know,
Like
but
a
people, but I don't know if
plunger?
it's happened. No, I mean like people going in there to do illicit activities.
Oh,
Oh, okay, that
Not
makes more
very
sense to me now,
gold
sorry.
rush,
I don't think it's I don't know why we have this. What's the history?
Well, one time when we had a camper host come down there, the whole restroom was filled with blood. It was really bad.
With what?
Blood. Blood.
Mhm.
Like somebody was murdered?
No, it was conceivably either a miscarriage or something had happened there. It
Oh,
was really, really
dear.
bad.
no.
It took hours to get it cleaned up.
What would a camper host?
Like in the toilet blood
In the
or all
bathroom,
over?
in the bathroom area, yes.
Well,
So wouldn't that be something if somebody walked in and saw something like that, wouldn't you like call 911 or call one of us?
Yeah, if anything does happen, like you could put my name on it too, but typically if we have anything, the sheriff would probably, we just call a deputy sheriff and say, hey, we have an issue down at the campground.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll-
I would hesitate to put any of our committee names on a phone number for access because we're gonna all be whipped. at that
So maybe,
point.
Yeah.
yeah, so maybe the sheriff's number.
But
would
once
be
it
good.
quiets down after 10 o'clock, I don't think there's, At least from my experience when talking to the
That was
sheriff,
all. I
not
thought
much
they were gonna
happens
say
after
fire.
10 o'clock, whether it's
There
downtown.
used to be a lot of,
Volunteer
partying down there,
favors,
but
you know,
not
they
so
have
much
like a
anymore.
schedule, like who's on
We have
when.
cameras now in the parks too, and we have signs up saying we have cameras. And so I do think that would
Yes,
help deter any
right.
activities. I don't think since we installed all that we've had any issues, have we? We had one person steal toilet paper, I think.
Yeah. We have it posted on them when we registered this, say this area is under surveillance. And so that's
Is
right,
it-
we registered,
is it
and we got 2
Thursday,
cameras in this in the
Friday
park.
and Saturday, or just Friday, Saturday?
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 nights. Yeah. Okay, unless something comes up, we'll just,
We'll
Let the
blast that
others-
out and then
Yeah,
I think,
get it
yes,
out and-
agreed that we can just cruise it and save $300.
okay, in July and August, touch base on that. We've already did the marketing of the lots of the corners, and we're going to touch base on that back in R. Lot statistics.
Yeah, we're right about 200, officially at 198 vendors right now. We had a lady drop out because she just had a miscarriage. But I booked several new ones yet today that aren't part of this registration because they don't get registered until they pay, so. We're probably gonna come in about 210, somewhere there for vendors. And when we have offsite vendors, maybe another 50, so.
And then,
Private vendors, yeah.
yeah, the private vendors.
So I'm guessing ballpark, I don't think our vendor count's a whole lot different, a little bit less than normal. It used to be more like 275, but COVID really took a big hit on our vendors, especially our older ones, so.
Just got another person that just asked. I
Yeah,
just got a message from somebody that's interested in a lot.
right. I just responded to one.
I also got 2 Facebook messages today. One was a vendor, one was a food vendor. Carol, I forwarded that to your email, the questions that I had about that. But should we also consider, I guess I didn't realize, I thought we were closer to 300 for whatever reason or why I heard that. So I guess if we can bump that on social media and say, you know, lots are still available, come join us. I feel like we should throw that out there too, not, you know, we've been focusing a lot on, yes, we're open and yes, we're having a show, but maybe get it out there that spots are available and you can still register. So do it now.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt if there maybe somebody hits on the fence and they do have to have an ST form and 19.
The one thing that I approach it when people say, is there space available? I never imply that, oh yeah, I have a ton of space. I say, oh, I'm so fortunate. I have the whole town I can rent from, so I can sure work you in. You know, but I never want to appear desperate.
No, definitely there can be some fancy wording. So we're definitely not desperate. There's several of us that could probably word it properly, but I think we should do everything we can to rope in additional people if we can.
There's a few choice locations.
I anticipate, Melissa, that it's going to take off more next year. It's just, this has just been a tough year. People are, and with this new variant, people are still very cautious, very cautious. So.
Even more so than a month ago.
Do we need to discuss having because we don't really have another meeting before Gold Rush. Do we need to discuss the potential for having some kind of an emergency meeting or emergency vote if there should be a mandate that comes down before the show?
I don't think it's, you know, they continue to talk about inside versus outside. And I haven't heard, unless anybody else has heard anything about outside.
Not yet, no.
I think it's going to go.
People
I think
will.
everybody's going to have to be very cautious.
They're cautious. People, I was at Menards this afternoon, there was more people than I thought had masks on too. That's not required.
They have a very nice sign out front though, and I liked the way they did it, where they said, you know, we would appreciate if everyone would wear masks for sure if you're unvaccinated, even if you are vaccinated. They did a really good job. And I do wonder if we should consider doing that on our building again for indoors and then for the trailer.
I think for the trailer, if I'm going to be and Joanne and I are in a confined space in there and we don't know who's coming in and we get a lot of traffic, I'm going to ask people to wear a mask. And I will be wearing one.
The vendors do come in to pay or whatever.
Yeah, and we're sitting on each other's lap practically. And, and you know, I have autoimmune issues. And I'm old.
And maybe we can provide, does anybody have a box of surgical masks?
Well, I think you can buy those at Walmart. They're
We can get them anywhere now.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just have them too behind in the information booth.
If they don't have one, to provide one. I don't love sitting with a mask on. The other option would be to move everything outside. If the weather would permit, you know, to do that. So.
I do want to just add that I'm not sure it's something that we want to advertise previous to the show, because as we all know, we're kind of a divided peoples, 50-50. And if we do advertise up front that there will be some masking or some regulations, if it's not mandated.
No, right.
But that doesn't stop us from putting signs out in areas that we feel like would be a smart idea to ask people maybe to mask up if they can.
Most of the vendors know me, and I think as a personal request, they wouldn't have any issue at all doing that for me. You know, I really don't.
All right, we need to move on to 7:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting text from the
ICE, I think we've said we're gonna do $7 for a 20-pound and $3 for a 6-pound. Just to give you a heads up, that $550 is our cost. The trailer rental is $250. So that extra $1, and we sold about 200 bags of 20-pound in 2019. So jumping it to 7 is going to cover the cost. So it's going to be close to a break even. It won't be an expense for us. So I think we're all right. Golf carts. They'll be here on the Wednesday night.
Yep, Wednesday afternoon, they'll probably start to unload them.
Wednesday afternoon.
They've got 20 carts ordered.
And they'll be over here.
Right.
Do you know basically what time yet or that they will be? I'm gonna not be available on Wednesday.
I never know, but there's always enough people to shuttle.
Thursday too.
And sometimes even on Thursday morning, we can shuttle because that's the whole idea of putting them over here. They're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be available on Wednesday night to be here until
Fine.
later, maybe. It depends on how long my event runs.
That's not a problem, Christine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you needed me to come and get it sometime Wednesday night.
No, you can probably get it Thursday morning.
So pick up, everybody gets a note card if you didn't know, or I think everybody knows that. So pick up Wednesday night if you can, or Thursday morning.
Thanks.
Or I can even bring one to you.
Does anybody have any? And there'll be tags on each one of them. There'll be an 8.5 by 11 sheet with your name on it.
Yep, they're already made up.
Yeah.
Yep. They're done in the information.
In a plastic folder so the rain won't hurt it.
And where will the keys be?
Pardon?
What?
Where will the?
Oh, keys.
I'm going to collect the keys and guard them with my life.
Do we just knock on the?
Can we leave them parked on the lot overnight and then come back and get them each day?
Right. Well, actually, we can leave them right down at the information booth, but you have to take your key with you. And a lot of people will take them home. Like, I'll probably be dropping my cart at Joanne's house.
Are they battery or gas?
They're gas. We've never had any issue.
But where do we, I'm saying when we come on Wednesday,
So
where
with the
do we,
governor on them, yeah.
will they have the keys in them or where, will you be there or?
Yeah, I'll be there. And some of them, I'll probably have the keys in the carts until like 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna pull them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody will
5,
be
6
there to-
o'clock,
okay.
yeah. I'm not gonna leave the keys sitting around.
Right, I just want to know, like, do we need to, when we come and grab it, can we just grab and go? Or do we need to contact you and let you know we did, or how do you want us to?
I don't know, people just, I'll have the names on the carts.
Okay.
And you can just come down and get your
Okay.
cart.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe Dana, can I leave my golf cart at your house and leave my vehicle at your house during the day and then swap out in the evening on my way home?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Bet.
Oh, yeah, because that'd be a long way.
Does anybody have any questions about the email I sent out about some of the activities that we've talked about? Need an extra copy of it? For all the different dates and things going on.
Got the first thing Wednesday for lot marking. Wednesday's like lot marking.
Right, coming Wednesday, no, the 11th, yeah. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. There's more copies if anybody wants one. So we're gonna mark the lot corners on 6 p.m. this Wednesday night. Some of us are gonna put banners and sale flags up. We have 2 sale flags that we put up. On Friday, no,
Wait,
Excuse me.
11th
Wednesday,
and 13th, yeah.
The 11th.
like I don't have the 12th, so.
The 12th is meant for just
Him.
several couple of
Yes.
us, yeah. it's
Yes,
not-
the 11th, we've got.
Corey and I and Jeff will take care of that, so.
Yeah,
On
the
the 12th.
11th and 13th. 13th if needed.
Okay, Saturday morning, I've got copies here of all of the lots with all of the details of the sizes of the lots. More of the reference material, there's D, E, G, and H, 4 big lots. That will take some time.
We have to go rush.
No, H isn't a big lot, no. D, E, and G are the same 3 that we marked last Friday, or last week. And they tend to have the most lots on them, so you can take these as a reference. I've got 3 tapes to help measure them out, and we'll,
You want to do these now or,
right?
I feel like I'm gonna lose this between now and.
We need one.
I won't be here Wednesday.
I'm gonna give it back. I'll pick it up on Wednesday. I'll lose it. I will.
Okay, that's fine. Whoever wants one, you can take one now to look at.
I'll keep it.
So,
That way I know when they're gonna meet.
This is for Wednesday or for Saturday.
Wednesday and
Who's
then,
not gonna be here? I know Lizzie's on vacation, Jim's gone. Everybody else here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What, Wednesday?
Yeah.
I probably won't be here the whole night.
What's that?
But I probably won't be able to be the whole time. What is it?
Start at 6.
6, yeah.
I won't be here.
Sorry.
So I won't be here this
This,
Wednesday. I used to sign up Jean's.
So the plan is for 2 nights, Wednesday and Friday night. In case we don't finish Wednesday night, it has to be done Friday night because the striping crews come 7:30 Saturday morning. So, let's see, who's not here tonight? I think that everybody's here except for Lizzie and Jim. They took off.
I can be here Friday, just not Wednesday.
Okay.
And this is for putting flags down.
No.
No.
This is where we go out and we mark the 4 corners.
Yep.
Now we're gonna go out and measure the 15 intervals and
Do the Ts.
in the Ts, yeah. So we'll be, when you look at a chart, you see the challenge will be, as we can talk about this Wednesday, is you put a T here, you put the T towards the center, or this one here comes towards the center. So you have a T here, a T here. So you put T's on these lines here, and then on Saturday, the crews will come in and stripe the lines between the 2, and it takes a person standing at the other end, especially these long runs here, for the guy to kind of eyeball where you're going at and just. So that's why we try and break into 3 crews. So it's a little time sensitive, but it just takes time and.
Rylan, do you think you've done it? You've done it. Okay. You've done it, that's it. Do you think, just because, I mean, like, listen, I was writing T's the wrong way a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it's confusing. But I'm just wondering, is there any other people we can find that have done it in the past that would be willing? Like, who else? Paul, Marcy?
But if you have an
Kevin.
experienced person with.
Well, that's true,
Yeah.
but would only 3
We got
people,
3
would only
teams.
3 groups be enough? Is that enough?
Probably.
Okay,
What's that?
yes.
I
Yeah,
think we kind of had that when we were marked.
because then if we just take a lot.
We had 3 teams.
Yeah.
And then go,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, yeah, then that's
And
fine.
all the corners are already marked.
I was just thinking if we didn't have enough, but yeah, if there's three groups then. Okay.
We can do a demonstration first thing when we start out too, and we can, the E-lot is the simplest one. We could all go up there and do it real quick, and that kind of gives you a flavor.
Yeah.
So, I agree,
I'm just speaking from when I was new in 2019, I was real confused.
Yeah.
But that's, that's just me.
Well, that was one reason for doing these things in advance, but that's, you need to take the time to look at it, so.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Rylan. Seeing how nothing got marked, well, I don't think it did, got marked last year, because I noticed some of your bricks, there was that much soil on top of them. Normally, if you did it every year, it's gonna be a little easier to find those, I would assume.
No, they're all found, they're all painted.
No, I know, but I
But
mean,
these are grass.
if you didn't have missed last year, they would have been easier to find this year, right?
These tees are in the grass mostly.
Right.
Yeah,
So they're just spray painted. So like,
But I mean, the ones we had to find last week, the stones that are more.
Yeah, they were a little covered, or like you said.
Yeah, they were
grown up
covered,
on, or-
like in that much,
yeah, that's why I put the metal plates beside them and.
right.
I almost feel like we should, like next year, instead of doing find the metal plate, then, because we were doing a lot of measuring, and I know I had to leave early, but wouldn't it make sense to just find the metal plate, put the mark down, take your thing, measure, do your X, rather like having all these times of getting together and then finding it again?
Okay, so in the case of what you're talking about, I went back and I found all those places and I put all the dimensions for next year.
But I'm just
Where to
saying,
find that block.
like, doing it at once versus, so you're walking on, let's say we did it Wednesday night this week. We marked the corners, we did the tees, we measured, we're doing it all in one
That's how we used to
night
do it, but.
versus like do this one night, then come back and do this, then do this one night. It just feels like a lot of going over the same thing and trying to find the same thing.
How long did it this week, that makes sense because we can mark the tees without the grass being cut and then the tees go away.
how long did it take?
It's about
Joanne?
how much time it takes, because we
But
spent.
see, and when
can't
the
do
old
it.
days, it seemed like we did it maybe on a Wednesday night before the striping. And then they didn't cut the grass, again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only place, they cut the grass this morning here in the community center, and I went there, and the marks are still there. I painted deep enough, so it's still there.
And those would be lots.
It's just a lot to do in one night. I can appreciate, but with only 3 hours of light, it's hard to, from 6 to 9, you can't do everything in one. Either do it in 2 nights or find the blocks and then go back and do the center tees.
Yeah.
But I guess, we used to do the tees
Right.
the same day as the striping. When they would come with the striping, we had our can of spray paint, and we would be doing the tees at the same time, and and we had a long rope with the paper clips for the 15. Way back in the day, yeah.
That's a smart idea too.
Because I know
That's how we
measuring.
And we probably still have the rope with the tape measure. with the
I've
paper
never
clips.
seen it in 7 years, 6 years. The biggest challenge you have in striping on Saturday is that they bring 3 machines, and if they're not using the machines on a regular basis, they conk out, and we're down to 1 or 2. And
But in the past, they've had experience, people running those machines. That was so nice because I could give them the map and they would just know where to go and So I don't know, last couple of years I haven't been here for striping, so.
The thing to do would be find some real techie kid with a techie phone or whatever you use to GPS and mark it with GPS coordinates, lock it into your phone, and then you save it or whoever saves it. And you walk out there and you go, oh, right here.
Yeah, geocache.
we've talked about that, and the idea is to find that little 4" by 4". The GPS for those type of coordinates is really expensive. You
And
may get it within this year, but
And
then
we
you're still
need a
poking.
tower, another tower probably.
and it's not that pinpoint. like it's a general area. Like when you do the GPS, like those super expensive ones, but like we obviously can't afford it, those. You know, this has all been that, because that was my first thought after stabbing the ground that first year. I was like, oh no, we're not doing this again.
But I know the guys that use it for hunting and fishing, and it'll put you right on that carpet square.
Right.
If you
Well,
entered the right.
Research that, the money, research it.
According to GPS committee.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
I
like, can't
what's
post this as GPS.
Exactly.
So
No,
whatever
we just
the-
have
to talk
either
about
Wednesday or
polls.
Friday night, we'd appreciate that, so we get ready. And Saturday morning is when we really need as many people here
Yeah.
to help out. That's really key at 7:30. Hopefully we'll be done by noon. Takes 4 hours or so. Depends how well the painter machines are working. So next week, I'm gonna talk to Kane and we're gonna set the trailer up. We're gonna pull it down Monday night and position it, or sometime Monday afternoon and position it. They won't unload stuff until Tuesday morning with a sentence to serve. They'll set things up. Just get stuff out of the trailer so you can start organizing the office in there, so. Sons of Serve will be doing a lot of their stuff on Tuesday and carry over into Wednesday. Then on Wednesday evening at 5 o'clock, that's when there's any semis come in. They come in after 5. And in the past, we've only had one semi, but haven't heard from him if he's coming or not. And also commercial tent people come in, so we're just gonna need a
I think Wednesday
number of
night's gonna
people
be
just gotta
quiet.
watch. Commercial tent people, something, they have to have a permit, and the thing that tent people try and do is they'll try and either the vendor owner will order a tent, and the tent is bigger than a 20 by 20 or 20 by 40, whatever he has, and all of a sudden they're putting stakes in the middle of the aisle. And to try and catch them in time to do that, say you can't do that because you're obstructing the aisle from other people getting throughout the unload. So we haven't called the vendor and talk through things and see if they can change stuff. But we need, and that's where we're on the cards. We're policing the area too. So, and then on.
I actually have Marcy and a couple other people signed up to also help on Wednesday night, the 18th.
Okay.
To put flags in.
Yeah. Okay.
So I also have a question about arrivals. So a little bit of the tent stuff and or semis, whatnot, would come in on Wednesday night. Who's here for that? Or how many people do we need for that? Or are we expected to all kind of be around for that? And then again, same question for Thursday.
Okay, Wednesday night is, it's not a big group that needs to be here. We don't do anything with the tents. I mean, we're not putting tents up. We're just monitoring the action to make sure they stay within their lots. Ask them to stay within their lots on these commercial tent makers, or installers, I should say. On Thursday, that's when we have to go out and put in, we have all these little small Orinoco with an arrow, and we put those out on the intersections. The roundabouts, we put those, there's 50 or 60 of them, the intersections of the exit 64, the entrance on Minnesota Avenue, up on 5th Street where it hits the county road, and all throughout town, or on the peripheral 5th Street over by the overpass, people coming in off the frontage road on the west side. It's just directing people there, and there's a whole bunch of them that we need to put out. So,
Do you like people Thursday morning?
yeah, that'd be the best time.
Okay, so I do have, so for the Wednesday night, I have 9 people out of 12 signed up.
Okay.
For helping to place the flagging. Do you want me to contact any of them to see if they can come Thursday morning? Or?
In the past, it's taken like 2 or 3 committee members to go out.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
I don't
think we
know
can,
how it works, so
yeah.
I'm so glad to know that.
they drive their own vehicles and.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a lot better.
So since we did add that to the volunteer sign up and we have 9 people, do we want to contact those 9 people and say 4 of you are Wednesday night and 4 or 5 of you are Thursday morning?
I don't know that I would do that. If they signed up for a specific shift, that's probably for a reason, right?
Yeah, and we had 12 slots left, was open because it was for the committee members to sign up on the Sign Up Genius. And so we had those slots open. And the same thing for the placing vendor flags and directional signage. I had 12 slots open up for all committee members to sign up in the Sign Up Genius. So right now it's just Melissa, myself, and Ryland on Thursday morning. But then the other slots like Marcy, and she's gonna bring Brenda, and then I just have Micah to sing. He's coming, and then Ryland, I can't see, and Pat Matz also signed up, and so Alyssa, and so I have a couple extra people that signed up for that too that are Orinoco residents as well. So, and with, you know, obviously with Marcy, she's a veteran, so she knows what she's doing with that. So yeah, if you want me to contact any of them and say, would you be available to help out either also on Thursday or instead on Thursday morning, let me know. I could always do that and give them an option. If you think you'd like to have.
If we have committee members here, I mean, that's.
Or if we have enough committee members on Thursday morning to do it, then I'll just leave them there on Wednesday and.
We just might have to be careful with that flagging to have it paired with somebody that's kind of experienced because it can really get messed up.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be one of the ones that are learning.
Yeah.
So Ryland, for Thursday, you have 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. So on the back here, right?
11 o'clock on Thursday.
10 a.m.
You have 10 a.m. overview of information desk type of questions and how to respond, and then
On the agenda.
yep, and then 11 a.m. Turn the page over. Oh, wait, no, on the agenda. Right here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was just 11.
You have 10 a.m. overview, 11 a.m. committee meeting information booth for assignments to
Oh,
allow
okay.
vendors at noon. So I think that's like, we need to, what time do we need to be here? Do we need all day on Thursday? Do we need to be here early? Like, what's the?
So, good question, because I put the 10 o'clock just to make sure everybody, I thought, and we can wait till 11 o'clock too, but the 11 o'clock meeting is, we'll be assigning different streets for Gold Rush members to go up, make sure vendors are not coming in. And because they all come in at one time at noon. So people have to stay in front of the street or instead in the line just so that nobody comes in. So we kind of talked about that at 11 o'clock, and then because people, they start lining up at 11, but you know, we ought to be, the committee needs to be cognizant of the people is lining up. And so it's really an information assigning, and maybe we can do it before assigning which streets are going to be. And we also identify in this map which lots are going to be responsible in helping answer questions. So somebody will be assigned to D and somebody will E, and we'll assign a committee member just to help them. And there'll be a book that we'll have given out with all the vendors in it. We'll give those out Wednesday or Thursday, Wednesday night or Thursday. All the vendors that are coming, the lots that they're in, and you can use that as a guide to help people find their slots in D and E. So all of them, all really so.
So what time?
So that's at 11 o'clock. So but 10 o'clock is kind of information everybody's here can see. If you're gonna make it 10:30, that's fine too, but I think we need to have a general overview of the information. Booth is what's there, and have any questions about anything.
All right.
So
the afternoon is assigned, is to continuation at noon. When they all come in at noon, then you should go to your assigned lot, and you'll probably spend 2 or 3 hours there just helping, asking people if they need help, that type of thing, until you feel comfortable that everybody has their questions answered.
This is the.
So as committee members, we're going to be assigned to a lot, and we go to our lot to direct traffic of where kind of how to set up goes. Who deals with all of those? I don't know if some of you have never seen the lineup of people that are parked on the side of the street trying to get in before noon or even the night before. Who deals with that traffic and says, okay, go? And do we have enough people for that?
Who does the fact check?
No.
They just line up.
The lineup, remember at before, right after or basically,
At noon, before noon?
Yeah.
who is monitoring that people don't come into town, basically, is what Melissa's asking.
Committee
Perhaps.
members just kind of trolling around on your golf carts, just making sure if you see somebody coming into a lot,
Before 10:30.
typically it's, they'll
Well,
give
yeah, that's
myself
what
a
I
call
thought
or
it was.
Carol a call and have us come over and talk to this vendor and make sure. Some people bring in their camper trailers, you tell me, as soon as you see that, you just say, either contact me, but basically there's no campers coming in, there's no tents being set
But
up,
the
there's no
line-
vendors coming in.
But usually, or in the past, we had somebody kind of just staged at the line, where at the beginning of that line.
Right,
Like
that's,
one year it was me and Bo. Kind of
oh, these
waiting.
assigned lots.
No,
No.
at the beginning, when, at the line, like there's always the first person up by the Presbyterian, so they're way up
Mm-hmm.
by the Presbyterian church, they'll start parking there.
Mhm.
On the right, on the,
But the
East
vendors
side.
usually know that they have to park on the side of the road until we give the all clear that it's time to come in.
but someone will like try to sneak in. People,
Yeah, then everybody's just aware of that and watching and telling them, hey, you know, you can't
So you gotta leave.
set up yet.
Go
you
get in
have
the
to
line.
go, Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, just go get in line. And typically it's the new people. I mean, there'll be people lining up Tuesday night across the bridge,
Right.
all ready to get in. So
Sorry, I couldn't see it.
that's
Why?
usually the first line. Huh?
Why? They have an assigned spot, right? It's like
right.
they're there, like it's your spot's good to go.
The
Like
first year, they were lined all the way up to Gas and Go. The second year, they're about a third of the way because everybody that comes in can be into their lot within 20 minutes.
Yeah, good question, why? We
I
don't know
mean,
why.
what is the point?
We don't know.
Sometimes they want
People
to
like
get
to
their,
be first, or they have a
Yeah.
bigger trailer.
and then they don't want to fight with the other people, you know, next to them. So they want to get their spot and get set up so that they don't have to mess with trying to walk around that person or park
Yeah.
around
They
that
don't get
person.
stuck then.
They do
So
have
just to clarify, when those people pull up in line, they already know what lot they're in, right? Carol, they've been assigned a lot number. They know where they need to go, and we're gonna have a book. So if anybody asks us, where do I go? We can tell them.
Correct.
You tell them where to go, Melissa. I'll back you up.
And typically it's the new
Well, you know
people.
what? Yeah, I don't want to be stuck in some hot seat because, I'll tell them right where to go and it probably won't be where they're supposed to be.
Well, and be aware that we have the sheriff here, and if we have any issues, that's what they're there for, to diffuse it, and they will help us, prevent people from coming in. They're really good about that.
Can you maybe have the books ready to go on Wednesday night when we pick up our golf carts so we can kind of take them home and look over them?
I got one, Mel. I'll give it to you tomorrow.
Oh my God, where was I when all this happened?
Sleeping.
Yeah, they'll be available next Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's, the last item was Orinoco Township Board. They've been meeting the first Monday of the month, and they're continually having issues with
It's 8, isn't it? Sorry.
getting,
Yeah, what time,
They didn't get an answer to their question about the time.
what time are we supposed to get here? Because if we're all supposed to be, if we're all supposed to be
10:30.
doing the placing flags and vendor directional signage, and we're technically all getting here at 8, or what?
Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday,
if we're
if
all placing
necessary.
the stuff,
I don't
then,
think you have to be here.
we'll find out Wednesday night if we need to come in early for the flag placement.
okay.
Whoever comes up, all the flags get done, we're
Otherwise,
done.
10,
Then,
So let's keep 10 o'clock.
yeah, 10 will be safe, because then we have enough time to work on anything.
and just a reminder, I'm not here, moving Ty to college.
On Thursday.
And I just looked at the calendar and I have high school pictures and scheduled pickup.
Yeah, you do, from 9 to 2. That I will not be at.
We'll see what I can do about that.
Well, call Central and see what they'll let you do, if they'll let you do it the day before or not.
Your son's still there, Tim, take him.
He works.
Oh. I took the week off.
Because I'm here the night before for the orientation.
All right.
She wants me to go with her.
Okay, so there's nothing else, just the township board, they've been meeting on the first Monday of the month, and they're continually having issues with getting invoices in from their transactions so they can be approved at one of their meetings. And so that's an issue with getting those types of things in, and they're continually fighting that. So Lucy, the clerk president, approached me if they could go to the second Monday, which would help out their operation, if you will, the processing of bills and everything. And the only option that we had to consider would be is if we moved our meeting to the first Thursday of the month.
Rylan, why can't somebody use the room upstairs?
Because we won't have Zoom.
Does anybody,
But I thought.
If we can forgo Zoom, we can keep it.
I mean, I don't know if Gold Rush needs Zoom. Do they need Zoom?
You might in the winter
They
time.
need it before we do.
Yeah.
Well,
But we can still Zoom, like we can still like throw
Just over
someone
your
on
phone.
a computer or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
phone.
we can,
Is
sure.
Thursday
But-
a bad night or is it a okay night?
I
for most
just,
people?
yeah, it's usually, sporting events and people Thursdays are just traditionally bad.
I thought that they wanted water and sewer to move.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
They came back and found out they could get back. So they're trying to avoid the second Tuesday night for the things that we deal with water and sewers, the elections. A lot of elections are on the second Tuesday of the month in November. There's other dates too. So one of their challenges they had was getting their Olmsted County Planning Department representatives to their meetings, and they're available on that the second Monday now.
What's on the first Monday now? Is it
At Parks.
Oh, that's right. I knew there was another.
I think we should use the upstairs room then and not move our meetings.
You're probably right.
We can work out the Zoom. I have no problem with upstairs.
I mean, besides our own committee members
Yeah.
who could just join us by phone, or not even by phone, but by our own personal Zoom or our own,
Yeah.
I don't know, by phone probably, because Melissa's not using video.
Because we still have a Zoom invitation out on the community calendar.
Right, you just dial in.
Right, we could still just do that, I think.
Let's try to.
Is the issue with us going upstairs because there's no TV for visual, or Wi-Fi doesn't work up there, or what?
It would just
Wi-Fi?
be visual.
It's just we don't have the visual. But we can use laptops like Dana's suggesting, so.
Well, I'm hoping I don't have to continue being online. I love being a part of Gold Rush, but Monday nights has always been an issue for me, which is why I'm usually never there in person, but I try to make it online. We close our auctions on the first and third Monday, or the second and fourth Monday of every month. So I'm here sort of monitoring that at the same time that I'm doing this. Doesn't really matter to me if we move the night or not. I can be here online, but I'm pretty much stuck online. So my face is not on there. I mean, I'm just online. I don't care if I'm on everybody's laptop, but also something to consider if COVID goes sideways and we have to go back to Zoom, then is that an issue? I guess that's my main point.
Let's just plan on keeping it, move upstairs, we'll try it this way, and if it doesn't work, we can reevaluate.
Like try it in September.
Reevaluate, yeah. Does that sound good, Melissa? Because we'll still have you on Zoom, it just wouldn't be on the big screen, which we're a small enough group that everyone will still be able to hear you.
Yeah.
As long as I can hear you, I am good to go.
It was a third Monday, but that's hard with city council being the third.
Well, that's true.
Third Tuesday, yeah.
That's the hard part, is she might not be able to hear us very well.
All right. I think that's it. Well, whoever can help us out on Wednesday and Friday for sure, and Saturday morning for sure. Plod through this. Thank you. Let's see.
Motion to adjourn?
Lori, second? Aye.
Amen.
Lori seconds it.
I
All in
think
favor,
we
say
need a
aye.
timekeeper.
Aye.
My, for the Minnesota PTA, we have one of the ladies, like keep her moving kind of person. She keeps us on time.
I'm the keeper mover.
Like, let's table that.
You tell me what you.
You know,
Tell me what you want.
because you do, because you get wrapped up in stuff.
We have a bad habit.
You tell me your agenda.
Getting on
You
the
decide
topic.
if you're gonna read, or you're gonna.
Oh, Lori's giving us a speech. You got the podium?
This meeting is adjourned.
That's
So
all I have to
here's
say
who I
about
have.
that.
I don't know about
So, and then we'd still be.
Okay, all right, well, let me know if there's anything else.
What's that?
So you know, let me know if you need help with anything. for
Carolyn, did,
Getting the camper post thing out, let me know. where-
Yeah.
How you want me to get it out to everybody.
I can throw it out and then share it with what, share it with you guys.
Yeah, so I'll get it both ways. But, give me whatever you want, and I'll send it out to whoever I can, and whatever you want me to do.
Thank you.
So thank you for doing that. It's an awesome advertisement. by the way.
Rylan, did you get Woody's auto body check?
So,
Did you get a check from Woody's auto body?
All right, sounds good.
Thank you, your husband and
Yeah.
son.
I'll
That'd be
pass that
awesome.
on.
And it'd be so
Probably
happy
did. I
if you
just-
could help me.
I just have
That's
it.
my very first one.
Also,
Kevin would.
yeah,
Like,
because I'm
Oh, yeah.
seeing just all of this on paper right now, and I don't really know exactly what it all looks like.
I'm just
Kevin
confirming
Thompson,
who
he
we
was
have
one of the
collected
I know it's
from,
one of
so
the
that
very first ones. that
Yeah, forever.
Watson.
yeah, and so he
Watson.
talks like all the vendors and all the
I
town
sell
people.
RV.
That's awesome.
Everybody knows them, yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, so you could just walk with him and chit chat.
And learn and yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what I'd like, is just to get, well, I just want to be able to learn everything from you
I gotta go
guys.
down file.
Maybe I can get to learn everything from you guys.
People's cooperative. they're
Because right now I
fine.
don't, like I feel just very,
Go up.
you know, like I don't, I'm not seeing everything, or I don't really know anything, it's all on 2D paper
Who else?
right now. And
Right.
Thompson
I
holds
can't
it.
put that
Thompson
mindset
garage
to say,
door.
oh, I gotta make sure this is this, you know? I just am like, okay, A to B, that's where I'm
What
at, that's all I
about,
have is
Yeah.
right now, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
I think
Chad
that's
excited to
Tracy?
learn and learn everything,
Yeah,
so
yeah, I did do.
that's
yeah.
cool.
You got theirs?
I think I ended up
Like,
with
um,
$700 on my name.
But Thursday though.
We'll get you a-
Thursday, are you gonna be
I'll
here
see somebody.
next Thursday?
I know
Okay,
what
I have it
about,
on the list at home. but-
day, you'll get a good idea of the show.
what about
The
Northland
vendors
Builders
and
and
The
Alyssa?
town and what happens.
So that list I gave you.
Yeah, because even right now, we're just trying
And I
to
don't
figure.
think they'll come.
I didn't see Northland Builders.
That was Friday, Saturday.
Oh, I did, it was
And
there.
I
It was
don't
just kind of
know, you know,
Yeah, my
Okay.
you know,
Um,
I'm just, I'm
raw.
trying to picture what we're gonna be doing on certain times, and I'm glad we're meeting beforehand, I like that idea. of
There's a
having
couple in
meeting
here that
about it.
Carol doesn't have itemized.
Whatever books, and then whatever, I was gonna tell them, maybe whatever
And those
books,
books are
if I can
nice.
get it during the day, I have to be in
See all
Century
those-
that's our freshman.
There's one deposit for $300, but it sounds like he's already listed.
Speech, and.
Do you have buy-sell RV?
Trying to find officers and.
But are you gonna be?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
here?
Buy-sell RV was 100, yes.
200 is what I have.
Flagging or the.
Oh, that's right, because he gave two.
I'm doing
one
this week.
Marking of the
We're gonna do
teams
100.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
this, yeah, I'm doing this Wednesday,
Okay. So if
Friday,
you do
Saturday,
Wednesday,
so I'm gonna be here the 3 days, and
Okay.
then,
'cause
but
when-
next Wednesday, the 18th, I can't.
And then,
Okay.
so Lori
This
might have been a
Wednesday,
three, because she
we're
had
gonna
Willow
review
Creek,
these.
Renova,
Um,
Lancaster Real Estate.
Doing that will give you a
Raw.
good
And she
layout
might have-
of
Yeah.
the lots.
They're not
of
on
a
here
town.
though.
Yeah,
And
I don't know
that,
what he's, there's
understanding
only
that
one
will
$300
help you
deposit.
next
Maybe
Thursday,
there's
Friday,
something that's
Saturday.
not final
Sunday,
yet. Maybe it's still
When
a
people
little
come
bit
in and
yet.
say, where's so-and-so, or, you know.
I have
where's the-
still
yeah.
got to
You'll
collect
have-
$100
Yeah,
to
you'll be able to
collect, but,
read your map.
well, then
Which
too,
will help a
I
lot.
get
I'm hoping with,
today for
with the volunteer stuff,
another
every
person,
morning
so. I have it,
before,
everybody who
I'll do a
is on the
session,
shirt,
and that'll give you everything
hopefully
for the
paid,
whole
because
weekend.
that would suck.
I'll
If they
recap
got on
the
the
whole
shirt without
weekend.
paying, but
And then that, and put it in a
I just
binder,
have to.
Yep.
and then that way,
I think we're pretty caught
I
up.
will have the most up to date, so like
And
at
that'll stay at
6
the
o'clock,
information.
yes, at
Yep.
6 o'clock every morning,
So
or whatever time I
it's tricky
print
though,
it.
because like
That'll
somebody
give you the
didn't even
most-
want to be on the
people
shirt,
can
and there's
usually
$500,
swap it out.
so.
So that'll give you the most up-to-date information with contact numbers and all that stuff. And so hopefully, too, if you guys need help with anything, with anybody I've signed up or done anything, or whichever, I have that information too. So
Well, that's kind of
And
nice.
that's what I have in
you
my-
know, for being a volunteer.
So there's
coordinator.
22.
It's kind of nice
but
for.
one of
you
them
to be
gave us
asked
$500,
information,
one of them
when
gave
they
us-
change hands.
that's what I,
You know.
that's what I was kind of hoping, was that if I could be in the information booth area.
Yep.
That way,
Usually just standing at the counter. 'cause we
Yeah,
have a counter.
and then that way I could, because I'm gonna know.
So
who's
I
coming
have
up,
that,
Right.
in donations from the
then
5K, you should have
who
$2,700.
just is there to
Yep.
go,
And usually
switch.
what the ice and the information booth change at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep. And even like the garbage, you know, yep.
Yeah.
So it's nice to
And
have one of you guys.
everybody,
there.
so I put all
I
of
have
Jessica's
100 for
team on
you.
bags and liners, because we
Girl
thought that was
just
the
gave
most
you-
important, was getting the bags out, getting liners in, or something to throw in instead of on the ground. And so I've got that covered, she's got that covered.
But I would say if the trailer is more important than the bags and liners. So if we don't have anybody on the trailer,
We
if
don't-
those people are willing to switch and go on the trailer.
This one is 3 checks, I just have to find out which.
So you'd rather have them on the trailer?
Well,
I bet
we'll
Because
see
some
what
of them are younger
happens.
people, some of them are younger kids.
Oh,
with
they
a
have to
mom.
be able to go with the mom.
Or a mom or a dad. So some of them are 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
Some of them are less than that. She said she has 1 or 2 17-year-olds. I haven't heard back. I told her she could give me the ages, but some of them are younger. But and so I've grouped them with the parent. And then I was hoping that these were more trailer people.
I know
I would be
my
interested in that because
have
of
details for the deposits
Trailer today.
Okay,
Her
good.
friend.
That's what I was
Yeah.
hoping.
Yeah.
And then I did
Just make
see
sure that all the sponsors pay,
Ezra
and there's
signed
one
up and
that
said, I
doesn't
need an
have
adult and
itemized.
ice truck.
Yeah.
So now that I know that though, I'm
$300.
gonna put that,
Checks those
I'm gonna
out.
say I need a
Yeah.
licensed driver.
Yep.
Or have to be paired with one. I will put that in the sign sheet now. And then the people that I have, it looks like I have a parent and a child.
is that the one that
So
came
I
from?
think, I think I'm okay,
Mhm.
but if I don't know what
the
they're
running
running,
company?
I'll just email them
No,
and say what.
No,
what they agree
sponsors.
with.
It says deposit free
But
checks.
that way, like Ezra did make a note, like you said, because they're pros at it. So that's good. So, but now that I know that I'm.
I'm guessing that, yeah.
Because
Taco Hut.
it's hard, because
That helps with the sign up then.
yeah, because like I said, because I can't see things, it's kind of, I feel like.
Right,
I don't have like that view of what I'm supposed to,
right.
so
can we use
I'll
the
get that in there,
chair,
but that's
the
good to know
tables
because
from,
that's what I was
here
thinking,
for
because
the-
if you guys have.
for the 5K in the
list
morning?
and switch over, it might be harder.
Grab one.
while you're
That's what I was
doing
planning.
Plastic
the
ones,
phone
yeah.
and
and
other
I think we
things,
might, do we
and
have
So that would be nice if I
big
could.
Gatorade
call and say,
containers
Oh, yeah, I've got you on the list for this.
somewhere, the
and-
big water
And the list
containers?
only prints out.
They're
a certain way, and
downstairs.
I don't
We do
like
have
the way
them,
it
I
prints
can use
out,
that,
to be
those,
honest.
how many do
The
we
way
have,
you
2?
can print the report. I don't like
need
it as
those as
much,
well.
but I'm gonna highlight,
Mhm.
you
The
know, the
water
days,
stuff?
and I'm gonna highlight the
Oh.
positions as
Then
best
use
I
our
can,
water
so if someone else
stuff
is
too.
looking at it, it'll
Yeah.
make sense. You'll be able to look at it right away.
Yeah, because I know some of the volunteers too, like when they come up to the information booth, they like to look at that list to see like who's next, are there any open
I
spots?
know with this,
you know?
Exactly, that's why I'm like
3
thinking I'll
checks,
print
3
out.
I have
over
no
the
idea.
weekend.
Who that
Well, I
would've
might like, on Saturday, I might leave Friday off, but I'll print out
Oh,
the
no, we
whole
need
time.
Friday, sorry.
Yeah.
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 Would it have
that
been,
way-
Lori, would
that
Lori
way
have
you
given
have
you
the whole
those?
weekend in case someone wants to
Would
sign
Lori
up,
have
or
given you
someone
those
wants to
for her
switch, or
sponsors?
someone
Right.
wants to see who's
Yeah.
volunteering.
Usually
they
they
can
want to
add.
see, you know,
I'll
yeah.
just check with her.
And so I'll have that with their name.
Mhm.
I'm hoping, I think it prints with their name, email, and phone number, if it doesn't, I've got to figure